Peace and blessings. Welcome to another GJK TikTok Takeover Live. Obviously, you know who I am, A. Johnny the Exposer, aka the Crypt Keeper, coming live and direct off of the GOAT James Kingdom TikTok page. Y'all make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We are all over the place. I'm about to share this live now, let everybody know what's popping. Again, welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We are about to address some Zesties who have obviously been talking about GOAT James Kingdom, FYF, and a whole slew of people that I associate with, all because they can't prove why Michael Jordan's the GOAT whenever GOAT James Kingdom around, or anybody who is a GOAT James Kingdom supporter or follower. Shout out to all the GJK assassins in the building. Shout out to all the GJK members as well in the building. But again, we are going to address the Zesty Jeffries here, ladies and gentlemen, on this TikTok live, because I'm tired of it, man. They continue to come out their mouths, talk disrespectful to people, and then have the nerve to start crying when people start shooting back. This got to stop. If you guys want to have the GOAT debate, there's no crying in the GOAT debate. You guys get very reckless. We already know to y'all the GOAT debate is personal. It means something for you to say that Michael Jordan's the GOAT. It means something for you to prove LeBron ain't the GOAT. This is the way you guys behave on social media. And then you come to these private TikTok sessions where nobody can hear you talk. But now that's all ended with that, because here in GOAT James Kingdom, we got the Clippers. You guys are getting clipped. Now you guys have to address conversations that you had with other people. And now you can't run and hide, because GOAT James Kingdom is here. The GJK assassins are here. FYF is here. So shout out to everybody again who support what we do and continue to support what we do, because we're not going to stop making good content. We're not going to stop talking basketball, and we're definitely not going to stop exposing Zesty Jeffries and Zesty Jeffrey logic. It doesn't matter who your GOAT is. It doesn't matter who your favorite player is. If you got Zesty Jeffrey logic, it will get exposed on a GOAT James Kingdom live. You have two options when you show up on a GOAT James Kingdom live. You talk basketball or get exposed. It's quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, tonight's live is going to be about how these Zesties are always crying when they be the main ones that want to have the GOAT debate. And we're going to prove it right here when we're going to show y'all how one of their most prized possessions, Mr. Mini Glock, behaves when real basketball questions are posed to him and real situations are brought about him to talk the game of basketball, and he can't do it. So again, hit that like button, share the live, let the Zesties know, hey, Johnny's out. They said we ain't never been out in these streets, but I'm out and about. So here we go again with another great TikTok Takeover Live. Y'all, welcome to GOAT James Kingdom.
That's all I do is talk sports.
Right, but shut the fuck up and start talking.
How am I supposed to shut the fuck up and start talking? No ball. Explain that to me. How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to shut the fuck
I'm
up?
gonna ask you one more time to start talking about basketball. I'm gonna ask you one more time to start talking about basketball, and you can get the fuck, bro.
Oh my God! You asked me to come up. You forgot? You asked me to come up. That's how you
bro,
behave.
listen, bye, Johnny. Bye, bro. Get the fuck, man. Get the fuck. I'm not about to play with your bitch ass, nigga. You're not about to come over here playing with me. Go ahead on somewhere, bro.
Nigga, shut up. Quit crying. Nigga, do some push-ups or something. Nigga, you in your garage. Do some push-ups or something. Why you crying all the time, nigga?
I am. You want to see the house? You want to check the house out?
GJK, huh? Johnny the Exposer. Stop crying. Go do some push-ups. Arm combo. Quit crying. Push-ups. Stand on it. Push-ups. Stand on it. GJK. Let a space say it clean. Johnny in the live with the clip machine. Grab to the panel, grab to the chat, do some push-ups, then stand on facts. As he came loud with a borrowed point. Criteria bent like a back coin. Rings run the world till Russell walk in. 5 MVPs made the excuses begin. Score was sicker till gone past Kareem. Now longevity back is him broke the dream. No ball said shut the fuck up and talk. Contradiction stand in right there and chalk. Same mouth, same speak, same mouth, same hush. That is the whole fan base when the pressure relax. Johnny let the silence sit for a second. Then pull the clip back like classic session. Run that back. What'd he say? Shut up, talk. Which way? Stop crying. Go do some push-ups. You got exposed, now you mad. He looked up. Push-ups. Stand on it. Push-ups. Stand on it. GJK. Let a space say it clean. Johnny in the live with the clip machine. Cry to the panel, cry to the chat, do some push-ups, then stand on fat. They wanna debate, but they hate when it's mad. Move every rule like the shrine got leverage. Purr when it helps, context when it hurts. When shares on Monday, feelings by thighs. Bro lose once, they call it a stain. Mike lose early, they change the frame. Dallas get screamed like a rescue plan. Detroit get buried when Mike is the man. Like Johnny not moved by the crowd or the hoes. He make them define every word that they post. Say keys dark, 808 low. Cold flow riding with the old cliff show. If you said it on live, better stand on the line. Cause the archive beat when his feet in time. Down the way, stand on it. Don't fool. Clip say, case closed. Zesty Jeffries cry when the mask get cracked. Them pay for panels when they need them back. They want his name just to raise their views. Then that confused when he tighten the screws. Stop crying, go rust on your chest. Push ups, full five, that's what I miss. Every contradiction got a rhythm now. Every weak claim get pinned to the ground. You can't say shut up and ask him to speak. You get one smoke, then hide from the heat. GJK walk in, room got stuck. Again he smile like oh.
Do some push-ups, boy.
Stop crying. Push-ups. Stop crying. Push-ups. Stand on it. GJK. Let his space say it clean. My Johnny in the live with the clip machine. Cry to the panel, cry to the chat.
Do some push-ups, nigga.
GJK. Stop crying. Push-ups. Stand on it. GJK. Let his space say it clean. My Johnny in the live with the clip machine. Cry to the panel, cry to the chat. Do some push-ups, then stand on back. GJK. Stop crying. Push-ups. Rock combo. Stop crying.
Yeah, you gonna have to stop crying, bro. You gotta stop crying, man. Y'all Zesty's gotta stop crying. Listen to it.
I'll
With some $220 Jordans on.
I'll give you a better
But
picture.
I'm taking
Shut
a
up.
picture of your. I'm taking a picture
I'll
of
give you a better
your.
picture. Shut up. Quit crying. Nigga, do some push-ups or something. Nigga, you in your garage. Do some push-ups or something.
Man. I am. You want to see the house? You want to check the house out?
Push up. Stand on.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they gotta do some push-ups, man. These Zesties, man, they gotta do some push-ups. They gotta do something. Because they are upset for no reason. Crying all the time. I mean, crying every time a Zesty Jeffrey get on a TikTok live with anybody who associates with GOAT James Kingdom, they start crying. Because they have to start talking basketball. It's not like their lives where they can sit there and lie and tell people what happened. They love telling stories. They love to tell you what happened in their life, but can't sit there and have a conversation with you about whatever they want to talk about. No, they want to tell you about a conversation that happened on a live that nobody saw. We keep telling y'all in GOAT James Kingdom, everything is recorded. This live will be available for all GOAT James Kingdom members. Actually, this live in general, I'm only letting up GOAT James Kingdom members. So if you active request up and you ain't a GJK member, I'm not letting you up. Because we're about to play y'all the prized possession mini Glock of the Zesty Jeffrey Coalition, the AKA GJK City Girl Groupie Posse. These dudes been running around talking crap about A. Johnny and GOAT James Kingdom far too long, ladies and gentlemen. All they do is talk about me, but never want to step up on the live where I'm at and actually have this conversation. They're cowards. They're scared because they have to talk basketball when they enter these spaces. The debate space ain't clean because I've come along and showed people how to talk basketball, and now I got a whole group of other dudes who like it and hear it, and they're out here doing their thing, and they're upset now. Now, anywhere you go on TikTok, you're going to hear something that comes from a GOAT James Kingdom space. Because we done took TikTok over. It's a wrap for you, Zesties. There's none of y'all who can prove Michael Jordan's the GOAT. So instead of that, you're going to always focus on talking about us. You guys are the ones who make it personal. And we're going to prove it here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because yesterday on Score Society's live, shout out to Sean over there at Score Society, right? Another content creator we support here in GOAT James Kingdom, right? We went over there and we was having a conversation with Mini Glock, a.k.a. Mez, the supposed savior for the Zesty Jeffries about Michael Jordan's career and legacy, because everything about his legacy has been destroyed by GOAT James Kingdom, including all of the Zesty Jeffries over there. Like, you see them here. I give you all the names. The names are here. We can boast and brag all y'all want to, but we have film. We have actual footage, and we're going to play the conversation, not bits and pieces and clips and stuff like that. We do real reaction because we real content creators. We have time to do stuff like this and still do real content as far as basketball, because in GOAT James Kingdom, y'all see we do a lot of things. Let me bring up my boy Ochi in the building. Shout out to Ochi, a GJK member for sure. Right? But you Zesties are gonna have to address what y'all be saying on TikTok. Because it's no longer y'all can say, oh, this is what was said, and then try to get a bunch of liars behind you to say that what was said. We are going to call out their top dog, supposedly. Every time, again, y'all been screaming this dude's name at me for years. In my private conversations and DMs with me, talking about, hey, Johnny this, hey, Johnny that. Go deal with Mini Glock this, Mini Glock that. Nobody cares about none of them dudes, man. They're all cowards. They're all scared. I've been asking for a 20v1. I don't want one Zesty Jeffrey. I want 20 of them. Line them up, bring them all up, and watch how I destroy every last one of them. Oh yes, it's sports. That's what we're trying to tell y'all. It's sports, but we're gonna show y'all who are the people who talk sports and who are the people who don't talk sports. We're gonna display that for y'all here right now on this live.
They're always talking about you, hey Johnny.
Oh, they love talking about hey Johnny. That's what I'm be saying. They love talking about me. They love to discuss and talk about what I say and what I go through, and they can easily show up on any one of my programs. I go live every Friday night with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I have over 120 or 140 shows on a Friday night. We have over 200 shows on a Sunday afternoon on GOAT James Kingdom. Live panel, live talk. Where anybody's eligible to come up and have a conversation about basketball. They don't like it. They don't want to see it. I heard No Ball Talk saying that he would never show up on one of these lives because he saw what we did to Vision. We didn't do nothing to Vision. All we did was clip Vision saying some silliness.
That is what he said.
Blind Vision.
Even though you can't go on any of their panels and get treated with any type of respect.
I'm not looking for no respect. That's what they understand. I'm not looking for respect. I'm looking to talk basketball.
Why do they look for it? As if we care.
I'm looking to talk basketball. I'm not here to talk nothing else. That's what I told No Ball Talks when he was crying. I'm here to talk basketball, sir. You're the one crying. Y'all the ones that stay crying about our takes, what we talk about, what we do, how we do it, when we do it. It's not our fault that for one, we could prove LeBron's the GOAT. For two, our content is better. And for three, we are not fazed by nothing that you Zesties do. That's why I told y'all, y'all not on YouTube. Y'all not on Facebook. Y'all not on Twitter. Where are y'all at? On private Discords and private TikTok lives. And you can't even go out there no more because we're going to play and show you what happens when you show up to a neutral space with real hoopers and real conversations happen, and watch how you get exposed. And the conversation is available for people. This ain't going to be me telling you what happened. I'm going to let the film, like we always tell y'all, and I'm going to let the actual audio tell you the truth. And Ochi, you was there. You heard the conversation. And y'all can stay crying in the comments. Y'all can stay crying in the comments. Y'all can stay crying in the comments. All we do here is talk basketball. We keep telling y'all that. There's two options on GOAT James Kingdom. You talk basketball or get exposed. Anybody who y'all saw got exposed means they were never talking basketball. They were talking their feelings, how they felt, what they thought. And everybody else had to fall in line and listen to this diatribe of some grown-ass man telling me some sob story about how he loved Kobe and Michael Jordan. Nobody cares. Or come to me and tell me how much I love LeBron. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We care about basketball. And y'all not basketball fans, and that's why y'all can't see LeBron's greatness. And all y'all want to do is argue. That's why I call y'all Zesty. All y'all want to do is argue with other men online. I told you I don't argue with people. I expose. I don't debate. I teach. It's not my fault. It really isn't my fault. But they start crying all the time. And you got to ask yourself, why are you crying when you're asking for the debates? You're the main one looking for LeBron fans, always looking for somebody. Somebody can't even pop up in your live just to look at your live without you saying, oh, come up here, come get cooked, come get cooked. And then you show up and start cooking them and they start crying.
It's like clockwork. Every time you cook one of them, they'd be like, hey, it's DA, the same line. Hey, Ralph, can you send me that live where I cooked A. Johnny? Every time you cook one of them.
He doesn't have it. That live is not available. That live is not available. You think Ralph held on to some TikTok live
talking about it, but we've never
over 3 years ago? Exactly. You could go, anybody can go on a GOAT James Kingdom platform and watch what happened to Young Miami. Young Miami was a regular on a Sunday afternoon. And a regular exposure on a Sunday afternoon. Those are all facts, ladies and gentlemen. I don't make shit up. I look shit up. I don't have to do all of that. I don't have to cry and complain. I just come here to have the GOAT debate. I keep telling y'all, GOAT James Kingdom is the best place to have the GOAT debate because we invite the GOAT debate. We are looking for the GOAT debate. We don't dodge from that. We don't run from that. Our content is predicated on the GOAT debate because we have LeBron as the GOAT. That's automatically the GOAT debate. No one cares if Jordan's the GOAT. No one cares if Kobe's the GOAT. No one cares if Stephen Curry's the GOAT. No one cares if Bill Russell's the GOAT. No one cares if Kareem's the GOAT. No one cares if any of these other players are the GOAT. The only time the GOAT debate ever happens is when someone tells you LeBron is the GOAT. So GOAT James Kingdom doesn't run from it because we already know just calling LeBron the GOAT is a debate popping. So let's have it. We don't run from it. We got whatever information you need. We can answer any questions you have. But y'all go running hide. Y'all been running hide and dodging from GOAT James Kingdom for quite some time now. But now y'all upset now because I guess I got a following. Everybody's surprised that there's grown men out here that think logically and can come on GOAT James Kingdom space and be themselves. Ain't nobody in GOAT James Kingdom told how to act and behave. These dudes are all themselves, their own individuals. And they bring their own little flavor to what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. But tonight is all for you GJK members. So make sure all the GJK members share this live. Y'all come up in here because we're about to play this live right here. I see Lamont in the comments. Shout out to Lamont. Appreciate all the gifts and the GIFs and whatever that is that TikTok lets me have. I don't know what they're good for, but thank you. Again, keep sharing the live. Keep liking the live.
You're going to hear a lot of crying from Mez about the recording, and then he's also going to say, I don't really care about the recording. He's going to contradict himself in more ways than just one.
And multitude of fashions, a multitude of ways.
He was crying to me on Superstars Live about the recording. He's like, why you got clips of me on YouTube? I'm like, nigga, just.
so to just get a reference of where we're at. This is in the middle of a conversation where Lamont from FYF Sports Debate is explaining why KJ and the logic that they have about KJ is better. From my understanding, this conversation is leading to the competition, right? How the KJ factor and how good KJ is he's better than Jason Kidd somehow, and how Detroit was able to stop Jason Kidd, and that's the only reason they look good, but they wouldn't be able to, I guess, to do that versus the Kevin Johnsons of the 90s. And Lamont is basically saying, hey, listen, man, Kevin Johnson was easily stifled by a very simple defensive scheme, by a very, average defender, and he was able to be stifled very easily, no problem. Like, there's no big thing about KJ. There's no overhyping KJ in that sense when we're talking about a player like a Jason Kidd and what Jason Kidd brings to the table on the basketball court. So let's go ahead and get right to it. And again, y'all, this is us showing you the conversation. We're going to get right to it, and we're going to pause and we're going to react to it because that's what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. We are about to expose the top prop dog. This is all of them right here. That's Mini Glock, his partner Mark Little. You're talking about Young Miami, Blind Vision, No Ball Talk, So Gay Jake, Play Dumb, Bubble Boy. Who else am I missing in this category? JT. Right, that's another one. Oh, grilled cheese, right? All of these fools, you're all being called out. Line them up. Herm know who they are. Zesty Star. Line them all up. Bring them here. Tell them GOAT James Kingdom's out here talking about them to show how much of a coward these dudes are and how much they can't prove Jordan's the GOAT. So they resort to being little girls and want to have arguments about men characters instead of showing their actual character as men. So let's go ahead and play it.
Just because, like I said, just because an 8 seed can take a 1 seed 7 games doesn't mean the 1 seed isn't that good. It just means there's some matchups. Like when we saw Houston take Golden State 7 games, didn't mean Houston was that good. It just means styles make fights. They were just used to playing them. Yeah, that's not a marker for me.
Or Golden State beating the Mavericks, same situation.
But what is the style difference though?
I think styles make fights because Jason Kidd is the biggest style breaker. I think Jason Kidd, like I said before, I think him and Kevin Johnson are light years apart. Their skill sets are light years apart. And like I say, Kevin Johnson wasn't able to play make because of a very simple defensive strategy deployed by the Bulls. B.J. Armstrong picking him up full court. Really not much other than that.
What?
Yes.
Kevin Johnson averaged 10 assists against the Bulls that year. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying in that.
Boom. So let's start there. That was one of the main things I heard that Lamont had to point out. Did he just say KJ averaged 10 assists per game versus the Chicago Bulls? Is that what you heard, Ochi? Because that's what I heard.
That's exactly what he said, and we looked it up yesterday with Lamont.
Right. So let's see what we can hear.
Numbers in front of
Him
you.
and Kevin Johnson are light years apart. Their skill sets are light years apart. And like I say, Kevin Johnson wasn't able to play make because of a very simple defensive strategy deployed by the Bulls. B.J. Armstrong picking him up full court. Really not much other than that.
What?
Yes.
Kevin Johnson averaged 10 assists against the Bulls that year. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying in that series.
Okay, he averaged 10 assists. Now, this is what Juan Boy always talks about. They always throw out some number when we're talking basketball, right? Lamont's talking about playmaking and getting into their offense. He's not talking about passing the basketball. And then on top of that, he had the nerve to bring up a stat that actually doesn't even exist. He didn't average 10 assists in those NBA finals. And we're going to go look it up now because I want to make sure I get that correct. But that was one of the things that I heard instantly that was considered supposedly, again, information from the Zesties. This is what the Zesties do. They randomly talk.
He was like pretty far off too.
Yeah, listen, this is what they do. They have these private conversations on these live. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that they're private is that the only people who actually heard the conversation would be people who are actually watching it at that time. They don't repost their lives so that people can just go back and watch it again and leave it available for all people. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they do. They tell you, hey, Michael Jordan faced this person, and they don't break things down. Like Lamont said, they're very vague in their explanations and things, and then they try to go get one or two stats to try to back it up. And like Lamont say, they don't never really have any real conversation about things. But let's let it go because I'm trying to actually get the for some reason my internet is slow. I'm trying to pull it up now. But let's go ahead and keep playing.
In that series, yeah, you go look at the series. Go watch Kevin Johnson games 1 and 2. He was
Kevin Johnson.
His playmaking,
What?
yeah, but by default, like Score said, yeah, he's going to get to certain numbers because they are high-paced offense. But how effective were those 10 assists? Did it lead to anything that came close to them putting them in the series to win? It didn't. It was very ineffective. So yes, did he get some assists? Yes, but doesn't mean he was an effective playmaker. He was not. If you watch that series.
All right, man. All right, you
go watch games 1 and 2.
I'll
There's a reason why he only scored 4 points in game 2.
Lamont's comment.
I'll watch these games.
Yeah, I heard it. So now you hear Mini Glock concede. All right, bro, you got it. I'm not even finna argue with that because he already sees he's in deep water. And now he has to have a basketball conversation with Lamont about defense and what makes Kevin Johnson an impactful player in his era. And how Jason Kidd is impactful in his ways. He's talking about them in two different senses. Zesties can't do that. They can't appreciate anything. It's just quick and simple as, well, Jason Kidd was shooting 25%. He was shooting 18% from the three-point land. He's trash. He can't score. That's easy to defend. And Lamont's like, but wait a minute. That's not his job. His job is not really to be a scorer and a shooter. He affects the games in so many ways without scoring that it doesn't even matter about what his shooting is. And they can't understand that concept. Because again, their savior and their quote unquote black Jesus could only score. That's all he can do. And they can't ask Jordan to do anything else but score. You ask Jordan to be a Jason Kidd, he'll crumble. You ask him to do what Kobe Bryant did, he'll crumble, even though Kobe Bryant was just like Mike to a certain degree, but he would have to be a lesser Mike, and Jordan couldn't do that. So here we go. Let me see if I can find this stat. So let's continue to play because I'm still trying to find this stat as well, so we can definitely get to this situation. So again, Lamont made him concede about KJ, which is another a person that they love to hype.
I think Jason Kidd is a better point guard than Kevin Johnson. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to ignore the fact that Kevin Johnson as a scorer is far better of a scorer than Jason Kidd. Also, when you're looking at the team that year in the Phoenix Suns, one of the reasons that Charles Barkley won the MVP that year is because he was able to maintain the level of offensive production and keep the team afloat at the top of the NBA, despite the fact that Kevin Johnson missed a ton of games. What we're doing is we're looking at different styles of fights and different teams facing this Pistons team. And what we're saying is if a guy in Jason Kidd who can shoot 28% from the field and 14% from three as a playmaker, averaging less assists and more turnovers, once again, I do think he's a different player, but that is going to be offset by the fact that the Phoenix Suns have a much deeper offensive roster than the New Jersey Nets at this point in time. If we go player for player, offensive player for offensive player, this Phoenix Suns team is a better offensive team with better offensive players in totality.
It works on NBA 2K. It don't work in real life.
What?
Yeah, and you could also, Mez, you could also make the argument that big assist game was an anomaly. Like, I mean, I think if you look at the whole series and how he moved the ball and passed the ball, I don't even think he averaged four or five assists a game for the.
So off the top, this is going to be great. Let me bring up my boy Gray. What's up, Gray? Peace and blessings. Right. So let's get this straight. Right. Let's get this straight. Right. Off the top. Right. He went through some gobbledygook. He didn't explain nothing. For him to say that the Phoenix Suns were better than the New Jersey Nets, which I don't even know how we even got to this conversation, is always disingenuous. It's a different NBA. It's different. Like, he's literally going to make it seem like there was no scores on that Nets team or no good basketball. They made 2 straight finals. That's what I be trying to say about how these dudes can't appreciate greatness. They just want to hype up the team that Jordan faced and make it seem like they were some offensive juggernauts. As if anybody ever told y'all that 93 Phoenix Suns was an offensive juggernaut and one of the best offenses in basketball in NBA history. I've never heard that before. Were they good? Yes, they were good. That's why Charles Barkley won the MVP, not because he had them as one of the best offenses in basketball. No, they just had one of those best offenses because they had a good team. No one's taking away the Phoenix Suns as a good team. No one ever said the Phoenix Suns are not a good team. But this correlation that somehow that if the Detroit Pistons faced that Phoenix Sun team, they would have crumbled. No, Charles Barkley would have had the same trouble that he had versus the Chicago Bulls that he versus the Detroit Pistons, because the Detroit Pistons had Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, and Tayshaun Prince. Charles Barkley, they would have been doubled Charles Barkley the same way. What do you think Charles Barkley would do? Charles Barkley can't score on these guys. These guys are not soft. So this is preposterous from these Zesty Jeffries. And yes, he averaged 6.5 assists versus the Chicago Bulls in the 93 finals. So off the top, he lied off the top and blurted that out as if that was going to help his cause. He really just blurted that out like that was going to help his cause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue this conversation because we got a whole hour worth of this. So again, let everybody know the Zesties are y'all in
Always
trouble.
lying.
This is again we're not even 3 minutes in and he's already dishonest twice.
whole series. So I think you also have to be able to look at, when you look at these series, especially those older ones, right? To Lamont's point, you got to be able to look at how the player contributed to winning or not contributed to winning from start to finish.
Usually around this time, the baby sleep.
I always ask, if Kevin Johnson's a scorer, he couldn't score versus the Bulls. And he was getting guarded by B.J. Armstrong. Anybody on that Pistons team can duplicate what B.J. Armstrong did. It doesn't take a special defender. They didn't have to put Pippen on Kevin Johnson, right? Like Pippen had to guard Mark Jackson in '98. They didn't do anything special. If you're telling me that, any of those Pistons guards can't duplicate what B.J. did, I mean, and you're also taking the Suns out of their element. You're taking them in an illegal defense era, putting them against a team with far more defensive weapons, with better defenders, right? It's tough. I mean, like, Barkley's now going to see zone reads. He's going to see bodies. He's going to see shaded help. It's not going to look the same. And if the Bulls were able to make him a 30% score at times, I can't imagine what that level of Pistons could do, especially if they could do it to Kobe. Like Jake said, if you can do it to Kobe, you can do it to anybody. Like, you can't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, as far as when it comes to the Pistons, man, is probably in my time, I haven't seen a team that actually came and won off of straight defense. No star power just came out of nowhere, straight defense, and that's why when I compare it to the Suns, I'm thinking to myself, who on that team they couldn't have stopped? Like, what person they couldn't have stopped if I watched them shut down Kobe?
See, now look, you see Score Society. Peace to Sean. He shows up, right, and has a conversation. He's holding it down. He's like, well, who can't they not stop? We're talking about one of the greatest defenses of all time. Remember, the 2004 Pistons were one of the greatest defenses of all time. Like, that's one, and some people would say they were the greatest defense of all time, especially when we go off about what the Zesties love to go off of defensive rating, which is going to be a conversation brought up here very shortly. But at the end of the day, they're talking basketball. Pay attention to the conversation. Nobody's cutting each other off. Nobody's having no bad thing. Watch how the conversation gets when the Zesties can't handle true basketball discussions.
Kobe wasn't like it wasn't like Kobe didn't shoot the ball. Kobe was getting shut down. Kobe just couldn't score. He couldn't score efficiently.
Thank you. Breaking it down.
What he was doing was working the entire time up until the Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it look like we good here, man. Hey, yo, look,
let me I'm gonna ask this one question. I'm gonna get up out of here, brother. I appreciate the talk, Scores.
Okay, so now look, they're talking basketball. You heard what Mini Glock said. I'm about to get up out of here. I want to ask one question. Watch the direction this live will start to go, because he just got exposed with the KJ comment, and they were talking about the KJ situation. Now watch how this conversation goes, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be no one's fault but the zestiest of the zestiest, Mr. Mini Glock himself.
Well, sure, you already know. Good chat with you. Hey, I just got one question for you, FYF, if you don't mind.
Yo.
Yeah.
I got one question for you. And I ain't even trying to be on no shit, nothing like that, but I feel like you keep lying on my name. I'm just trying to figure out, why do you continuously tell stories on my name, brother?
What story did I tell?
Somebody clipped something of you talking about I agree with a tape that you said where you made up something, and clearly if you had the recording, you could clearly see that I told you I didn't really know what you were talking about, and you said I agree with you.
Okay, let me pause. You heard what he said. Someone sent him a clipping of supposedly Lamont saying that between the conversation between Mini Glock and Lamont, that Mini Glock eventually agreed with Lamont. He's never going to play that actual recording and that clipping. Never going to play it. He's never going to play it. He's going
being
to
intentionally
vague. He's going to
exactly
create.
No, now
he's going to create up a lie to have an argument, and the reason he's creating up this lie now is to put some stain on Lamont's character by saying, "Yo, why are you lying on my name?" Again, if we're talking basketball, ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason for Lamont to lie. Lamont's talking basketball with you. He's not like. These dudes take it to that extent. Being a Michael Jordan fan and proving LeBron fans wrong is something that is important in these dudes' life. They need to have the upper hand, and they're down 1,000 when it comes to GOAT James Kingdom. And it makes it even worse when we're talking about Lamont, right? So these dudes literally, forget these dudes. Mr. Mini Glock here literally changed the whole conversation. They were having a great conversation about defense and comparing errors and players and what their impact is and how it would translate from other errors. He went to say, "Why are you out here lying about me? Because I heard a clip that somebody sent to me about you." So again, they got their clippers. Why didn't he tell somebody that was like, "Yo, I got a clip of Lamont talking about you"? Say, "Yo, I don't care what he says. Leave that alone. I don't even want to hear that." He is inviting other people to go out here and get information, and he holds on to this. Because if he felt Lamont disrespected him in any kind of fashion off of Lamont's live, why didn't he ever pop up on a TikTok Takeover Live with Lamont right there and address Lamont face-to-face on Lamont's live? Like a real man would do, right? If you feel that offended, if you feel like you have to come out here and check somebody, why are you on Scorer Society's live bringing up a personal beef? And these are the same people that tell you we take things personally. What did Lamont say personally? Even if Lamont said you agreed with him on a basketball take, how is that a personal situation? And then never tell you the truth. Then he makes up some stuff and then wants to create something that said that he never said what Lamont quote unquote said he said. Meanwhile, he will play the exact clip of what Lamont said that he did say, and he's gonna pretend that that didn't exist. Like he's literally going to change the whole conversation because he couldn't handle KJ not being better than Jason Kidd and proving his point. So now we're about to listen to almost an hour of diatribe from Mr. Mini Glock crying because he got cooked on a live right there. Y'all heard it. Clearly got cooked on a live. He couldn't explain how KJ was better other than saying KJ was a better offensive player and didn't describe what makes somebody a better offensive player. And like I said, if you're not a GJK member, I am not letting you up. I'm sorry. This is only for GJK members and assassins. I'll let y'all up after we're done playing this Glock situation, because I don't want no interruptions. I don't want to hear none of y'all say nothing, because we're playing an hour's worth of Mini Glock and how he talks basketball and hoops, and he stopped talking basketball 5 minutes into this clip. And because he can't handle the conversation, he's going to try to invent some beef with Lamont and invent a lie that Lamont never did. Let's watch and see if he ever plays Lamont saying Mini Glocks agreed with him in any fashion.
I gotta see the clip. I don't remember.
Thank you.
Okay, I got you. Give me a second, brother. I'm gonna let you hear it real quick, because you call me I'm the dumbest person in the world, all this other stuff. I'm just confused. I don't know whether you realize I didn't agree with you or what. I'm just so confused by this.
See, look, and that's another thing. They play dumb and wonder why I said they were in special education, special ed students. They wonder why. They play dumb. We not dumb. That's one of Lamont's favorite lines. We not dumb, bro. We're not dumb. We're not dumb. Now he's gonna pretend he don't know how this all came about, as if he's some kind of victim. Like Lamont said, these guys are professional victims.
I mean, I don't really find it that funny, because this is like the third or fourth time you fibbed on my name, and I'm just trying to figure out why I keep doing it.
It's like a third or fourth time. So if that was the case, why didn't you ever show up on the FYF TikTok Takeover Live and address Lamont like a man, if you're a man? If it's all about your manhood and your character and all this other stuff, or and like you pretend to tell everybody you really don't care, why did you have 3 instances in your memory of supposedly Lamont fibbing and telling stories about you? As if Lamont watches you or follows you. As if anybody follows you, you're going to admit to yourself you're a nobody. And you're not a content creator. So why is Lamont even talking about you? We go live for hours, brother. And the only time your name get mentioned is when your little Zesty Jeffries are in the comments telling us about Mini Glock said this. I told you that countless times.
Hurt for real.
Y'all stay getting hurt. Go get the Zesty Jeffrey Coalition. Damn. Bring them along here. We're exposing your favorite, your prized possession, Mr. Mini Glock himself, because he's a liar, just like the rest of y'all are liars, and none of y'all can prove Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Mind you, he's getting exposed, so now he wants to watch this and watch how he proves himself wrong by creating his own fake and his own fake made up beef with Lamont. Look, now they're reporting the live. That's what y'all doing. Y'all reporting the live. Already, I'm getting reported. I knew this would get reported. It doesn't matter. It's going to be recorded, and it's going to be available for GOAT James Kingdom member, and it will sit in memorabilia for anybody to see if you're a GOAT James Kingdom member. And we can clip things from this. We're going to have fun with you, Zesties. We have the footage. Y'all are messing with the wrong ones.
You read this
Lying in this basketball discourse.
I read it online.
See, look, he's playing it live now.
Why do you got to make up stuff on the fly to try to say
This is the recording, y'all. This is the recording.
This is what man. Yeah, hey, look, hey, y'all. You want me to tell y'all how I know Mez knows absolutely nothing, right? I'm going to tell y'all. I wish Ochi might have recorded it, right?
Please.
I ended up going.
Okay. So this was my bad. This is Lamont speaking while Mr. Mini Glock goes find his footage to prove that Lamont was lying on his name.
I went on Superstars Live, and some of y'all were there, right? Y'all remember when I went on Superstars Live?
Tino,
and Mez came up talking about
Hold on, wait, let me get you straight. You ain't a real man, man. We go live all the time, man. I've been on you Zesty's live. I got a 30-minute live of me cooking y'all without y'all letting me speak. Y'all are cowards. Come places where people can see y'all, where people can actually find out who you really are and show how much of a man you really are then and how much basketball you really know. Other than that, stay in your private discussions. Stay on your discords talking about GOAT James Kingdom and GOAT James Kingdom Assassins, because guess what? We're live all the time and we're bullying TikTok left and right. Any neutral space that GOAT James Kingdom shows up on, y'all go running, hiding. Nobody's running to go be on your lives, brother. Nobody knows y'all. Y'all can't prove nothing. Y'all only talk about LeBron James. Y'all can't even talk basketball. Y'all not real basketball fans, man. Y'all are Kobe Bryant fans, man, that barely saw him play. Let's get back to the discussion. Go get Mini Glock in them. 20 of y'all. Line them up.
You did clip this, Ochi, right? Y'all, this is how we know they're stupid, right? This is how we know Peter Bagjuice and Mez are absolutely dumb. Ochi, do you remember when I was talking to Mez about Tim Duncan's defense, and I said, Tim Duncan as the anchor would call out, plays like fire, And I remember that. Yeah, I was. Hold on. Think about this, right? Think about this. This is how I know they're dumb. I completely made that up. But Mez was willing to agree to it. He was like, yeah, I remember that too. I can't remember the colors. But he said
Yeah, I remember that too. And I'm saying to myself, man, she got to be the dumbest person in the world. I just made this shit up. I didn't hear no hot mics, Tim Duncan saying nothing. I just know what their defense is, right? And I know who the anchor is. But I'm just making it up. But because they so thirsty to pretend like they know this information, he just agreed to it. He was like, yeah, I agree. He was like, yeah, I heard it too. It's like, bro, you didn't hear none of this shit. I just made this shit up on the fly. Last game you watched the Spurs, Tim Duncan and Spurs.
All right, so Lamont is explaining the conversation before he go run and go get the conversation to lie about the conversation. Lamont gave you the summary. Lamont basically was telling Mini Clock, and it's available again on Ochi Clips page and channel. You can go watch this conversation where Mini Clock was saying that the Spurs had 2 defensive anchors based on this conversation here. Because Lamont was trying to explain who was the defensive anchor for the San Antonio Spurs. And he was saying it was Tim Duncan. And these guys were trying to say, no, it was also David Robinson and that they had 2 defensive anchors. And Lamont was testing them because, again, the conversation got crazy. And he basically told them that, hey, when the Spurs call plays, it's Tim Duncan doing that. I heard that. What are they calling when they saying that? And you're going to hear Mini Glock mention and agree with Lamont that he heard people screaming out stuff. Just pay attention. Just listen.
I watched I think it's with the 1999 series versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
So good, great that you said that year. There were a lot of hot mics that picked up Tim Duncan. What would Tim Duncan be yelling out almost every time? It was a color he would yell out almost every time. Why would he be yelling out those colors?
I think both of them actually yelled out.
I'm going to remind you, Zesty's one thing. Don't come over here telling us about what you are doing. Go to your live. Don't come in our live telling people to go to your bullshit. We have our stuff going over here. Instant block. That's why you know they're not real content creators. They're trying to drag people over there when you see me cooking over here. You don't like what I'm doing, go somewhere else. But don't come over here and tell people to come over there. People are here listening to this conversation. You go over there and be with your peoples. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Don't come over here being no free promo for anybody.
Things I'm not gonna act like I know exactly what color they're yelling out.
So, yet again, for like the third, fourth, or fifth time, you've accused me of admitting something or agreeing on something.
That's a fact.
And I don't agree with.
Almost every time. Why would he be yelling out those colors?
Listen.
I think both of them actually yelled out quite a bit of things. I'm not gonna act like I know exactly what color they're yelling out.
Okay, so Mini Glock agreed that Lamont had a logic in saying that there's somebody calling out plays and who was calling out stuff, and claimed that he himself heard something that Lamont already knows is not true because Lamont didn't hear it. So this is how you know they can't talk basketball. But instead of him using that, and mind you, this is his evidence of a recorded live of Lamont lying on his name. Mind you, he never showed Lamont saying that. Lamont basically explaining to everybody what he's upset about. So Lamont is basically telling him, hey, I already know what you're going to talk about. And yes, sir, you basically agreed with me on this silly logic about defensive anchors calling out stuff when you don't really know the truth on that. Then he's going to try to reverse it and say that Lamont was saying that he agreed with Lamont about the actual what was being called. As if Lamont asked him, what were they calling? No, Lamont asked him, what does that mean? Why would they do that? Why would one player be the one calling out all these plays if he's not the defensive anchor? Lamont didn't ask him nothing about the strategy and what none of it meant. But that's the conversation. Now, mind you, we're about to go into a whole hour of him crying about this one little conversation and claim Lamont's lying on his name. Again, he's making this personal. It's not about basketball. It's about this little mini muscle having dude who shows up on TikTok lives all the time trying to argue with people about basketball.
So, yet again, for like the third, fourth, or fifth time, you've accused me of admitting something or agreeing on something.
That's a fact.
And I don't agree with you, brother. Brother, listen to me real quick, brother. I'm not trying to get on no shit because I respect Sports Society's platform. This is the only time that me.
Play the whole clip. Play the whole clip.
This is just one of the only times that we're going to be on the platform. I'd appreciate it that if you're going to speak on my name, it's cool. I don't really care about the insults, but if you're going to speak on me, brother, it's fine. If you're going to speak on me, that's fine, brother. But if you're going to speak on my name, just actually say what I said, because this is like the fourth or fifth time I've had to pull up the film of you lying on me when I tell you something.
And he didn't pull up nothing that proved Lamont lied on him. Not one thing. He didn't pull up nothing that he didn't pull up what Lamont said at all.
Play the whole clip. Don't worry about it.
Okay, but what? Okay, as the anchor on defense, why do you think he's yelling out those colors?
Blue, he's calling up. He's calling up. Obviously calling up.
But he's yelling out.
Obviously, he's calling up different sets. Obviously, he's calling up different sets. But
so not only did I tell you I didn't really know the colors like that,
That's
I'm
not
not
what
going to
you
act like I
said.
know. I told you, brother, it's very clear on there. I said I'm not going to act like I know what colors they're calling.
It wasn't about
That's
the
what I
colors.
said, brother.
Exactly. It's not about the colors. It's about the fact that you out here talking about what was being called and players were calling stuff, and you saw people calling stuff and understood that people were calling stuff. That's what Lamont's telling you. That's Lamont's logic. Lamont's logic is that. So you agree with Lamont's logic. You basically said it wasn't just Tim Duncan doing it, though. You was making it seem like there was multiple people doing it, which is what Lamont said originally, that you were running around here telling people that there's 2 defensive anchors on the team.
And you said, no, brother, listen. And you said, well, as a defensive anchor, then why is he calling out those colors? Well,
Did you ask to answer yourself, or did you ask
brother,
me?
No, I didn't ask you for nothing. I just asked you, why do you keep lying on?
Yes, this was yesterday, Najee. This was yesterday on Score Society's Live. And now, like he said, they're supposed to be talking basketball. He's like, nah, I want to know why you keep lying on my name. He's going to stick to this whole why are you lying on my name thing. He's going to continually make this a personal conversation when they should be talking basketball.
So when I clearly told you,
You're gonna let me respond, or you just gonna try to explain away so you can sound right?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So the whole point of this has nothing to do with any specific color. The whole point of this is, and especially if you take my clips and you don't snip it out of context, the whole point of it is you were willing to agree to things that you never knew happened, which is why you said, yeah, I know, let me finish. Which is why you said, yeah, I know they were yelling out stuff. You don't know
I never said I agree with anything you said. I never yelled out stuff, but don't lie.
He's not letting Lamont talk. Can I finish? No, he's not even letting Lamont defend
I get why you want to cut me off. But I mean, I listened to your whole clip.
It's not that serious, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, you brought it up, so it must be serious. If it wasn't serious.
Now, am I bugging y'all? Herm, this is your people's, bro. Am I bugging? Did this man just say it's not that serious, but yet he made it a topic of discussion?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It should never get serious, man. Hey, John, I don't agree with your ass probably 85% of the goddamn time, but me and you never been personal with each other ever, bro.
No, it's
we
not.
Never been personal, bro.
It is not. I don't even know Herm's real name. The only reason I know Herm's real name is because he probably put it on the internet once or twice, but I don't care. I don't never look. Nobody cares about that. I don't know if he really where he work at. I don't know what the fuck Herm be doing. I just be having fun. Whatever Herb tell me, I use it against him because that's just what we're supposed to do. Same thing. Whatever I say, he use it against me. You niggas just crybabies.
Yeah.
You just crybabies.
That's it, bro.
Crying all the goddamn time.
And me and Johnny done cursed each other out and laughed about it after the fact, bro. This shit never get that serious, man. I don't know
but
why,
they're the one who make it serious. Herb, they really make it serious. Again, look at watch. He's gonna continue to make this a personal thing. They're the ones who can't take it. They're the ones who have to call you. There's something. The reason they want to do that is so that whatever take you have, they can throw dirt on it and say, well, that's only because you're this, you're that. They have to label you something, and that's for their own soothing pain. I'm not here to make them feel good about anything I say. I'm not here for their respect. I'm not here for none of that. I'm here to talk basketball with you dudes. If you dudes can't talk basketball, you're going to get exposed. I don't want to hear Zesty Jeffrey logic when I'm talking basketball. I don't want to hear you making up some shit that we all know is not real. Like this, that's not basketball.
Nah, if I feel like Lamont lied on me, I'm pulling up on his show. I'm gonna pull up on the damn show.
And you've done it before. And you've done it. You ain't got to tell us.
Yeah.
We've seen you do it. We've seen you do it. You pull up plenty of time and you'll crash out on Lamont. Tell him how much of it this, that, and the 30 is, and get your take off. And Lamont will let you take your take off too at a time. But let's continue this again. Cause there's a lot of this crying. Again, this is the perfect.
He gonna laugh at this shit.
They are a bunch of crybabies, a bunch of zesties.
I mean, no, it is serious because you're lying.
Now it's serious. Now, at first it wasn't serious, but now it's serious.
So again, the point of the conversation was you were willing to, and this is what happened in the conversation. And this is live. We put this on our own platform in full. So there's nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide. Nigga, we don't hide.
When you are willing to agree to things that you know, and you've done this multiple times, that you have no knowledge of, you don't know happened, right? You're just willing to concede to things just to try to sound knowledgeable about a topic, like you were doing also with Anthony when we were talking about the triangle offense. When Anthony was saying that Jordan was running Iverson cuts in the triangle offense.
I never said anything. I'll let you stop lying on me again.
Can I finish?
I have the footage of that too.
Stop lying on my name.
You don't got no footage of
I didn't
nothing.
say you said it.
Post
you
it.
just said I agree with him, but I didn't even say anything.
Let me finish what I'm saying. It don't need to get messy. But
We're
what
not
I'm
getting
saying
messy, brother. I'm
is,
talking
there
to
are a
you.
multitude of times where, again, as a basketball player, as somebody who's played, as somebody who's been through a lot of things, as I said on that same stream, I can ask very simple questions, and I can tell if you really know the game or if you're just pump faking it.
Exactly.
And to
You pump
me,
faking,
when I
bro.
talk about the game in certain aspects, when we talk about certain things, even in this conversation right here, when we were talking about Kevin Johnson, the whole point of that conversation I was trying to talk about is when you speak about the game in vague generalities and you avoid talking about the ins and out of the game, like you avoided talking about what Kevin Johnson did against elite defenses, right? Like the Chicago Bulls. You avoid talking about how he couldn't score against the Chicago
Brother,
Bulls.
can you actually get to the point?
I'm getting it, but
See,
again,
look.
don't ask if you don't want the answer.
See,
You don't
look,
like
he started the conversation. Lamont's explaining to himself why Lamont said the things that Lamont said instead of him lying about what Lamont said. Lamont is explaining to him his exactual take, not based off of a clip supposedly somebody had or nothing like that. Lamont's explaining himself, bro. When I'm saying you agreeing with me, if you want to take it that way, this is what I'm telling you it is. So Lamont even standing on it. Lamont's even, like we tell y'all, do some push-ups, then stand on facts. Lamont's standing on the fact that he thinks you're dumb. He doesn't think you're very intelligent. Because you can't even comprehend that none of this exists in basketball conversations. Nobody talks basketball like this. But you Zesties.
It's fine. You can kick rocks
Brother,
and go somewhere else. But
everybody
this
on
is
this
my
live
answer.
just literally heard me sit here and say, I
Okay,
don't need
so
to
this
hear
is
you
my
speak
answer.
about.
But the
I
whole
didn't
point,
agree
I'll
with
sum
you
it
on
up right
Kevin
here.
Johnson shit. I
I'll
just
sum it
didn't.
up.
I didn't
I'll
care to
sum
push
it up
back.
right
Go ahead.
here. I'll sum it up right here. Because again, what I say, I stand on it. I don't backtrack from it. What I do is I
You
double
stop
down.
lying
And
to get
I
on
put,
my name. Go ahead.
let me
See, look.
finish. Let me finish.
Like your name
I
is
don't.
something.
I don't. Everything I do is
It means
record it and
something
put
now.
on multiple platforms forever. I don't hide from it.
That's why it's so
So the
crazy that you
things
keep
that I
lying.
say, again, once again, you're talking while I'm talking. We can't have a conversation like that. So once again, you were willing, no matter how you try to splice it up to try to make yourself sound right, you were willing to agree to things that you didn't understand just to try to sound knowledgeable about defense. I stand on that. That's what happened.
What did I agree to that I did not understand?
You agreed to the fact that, first of all, the Spurs don't even use terms like fire. So you agreed to that.
I
You said,
never
yeah.
agreed to that.
You said, yeah, I know they're yelling out stuff.
Brother, I literally played the
How do
clip.
you know
I
they're
never
yelling
agreed
out
to that.
anything if you don't even understand defense to that level?
Do I need to play it again, brother? I did not say that.
Okay.
You stop lying. What
you want is you want all these conversations to be black and white. I know exactly what you were doing.
It's not black and white, brother. You said something I clearly didn't say. You sat here and said, I said I agree with it, etc., etc. That's not true.
So, Mez, would you be willing to have, we can clear it up like this. Would you be willing to have a defensive debate with me about
no,
real
brother,
defense?
I don't really care to have no
Would you be
conversation
willing to have a real
Now,
defense?
why you think Lamont asked him that, Ochi? Why you think Lamont said, yo, let's have a debate about defense? Are you there, OG?
He's just trying to get Mez to talk basketball for once and not use this edited clip. Like they don't actually have clippers, you know. So like he's trying to actually get him to just explain something.
So that conversation that they have could be official because that conversation is predicated on talking defense in the first place. That's how they led to this conversation about what he's having right now with Mini Glock that Mini Glock is trying to impose. Mini Glock is trying to sit here and tell people stuff about basketball while Lamont's telling him you're lying. This is how defense works because Mini Glock and them can't talk defense. They have to go, like Lamont said, to defensive metrics to talk defense. They can't break the game down defensively. They don't watch basketball. They're not basketball fans. They never saw Jordan play. They were 10 years old when Kobe won his third championship ring. No,
even if you don't know like the exact terms, he can't even say what he saw.
Exactly. So that
like, he can't. It looked like they were running a 3-2. Looked like they were doing this.
So
you don't gotta know everything.
So Lamont's like, forget all this.
Describe what you saw.
So Lamont's like, forget all this. I lied about your name, all this. So let's have this debate so people can see if you can really talk basketball because you're mad because, like Lamont said, I gave you a logic and this logic you agreed with. I gave you a logic of players calling out stuff on San Antonio, and that never happened. And you ran with it because you didn't want to sound dumb. Instead of just saying, hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who's calling out plays or nothing like that. But I'm going to say David Robinson's a defensive anchor and stand on that hill. But they can't stand on that hill because they know they're wrong. Because they know they're already lying. They know they got to make things up. The only reason you lie is to cover up another lie. So once you start lying, you're in a whole bed of liars. And you're going to just keep lying and lying to cover up one lie. Until you admit that you lied and you didn't know what the hell you were talking about. And then you can start fresh and clean. But now he's going to stay on this hill about Lamont lying about him agreeing about colors and what the plays were called. Lamont didn't ask him nothing about no plays or colors. Nor did he agree whether or not they were calling those plays. And he tried to use this to say that he has a recording of Lamont lying on him, that is official. And this is his proof that Lamont is some kind of liar and that has a mischievous way about himself, so that he can always tell people, man, I showed this dude how he was lying, and he still couldn't accept it. He can't accept facts. They can't accept facts. You can tell them facts all the time. They just won't accept it. They're hoping stupid people listen to them. But when they come to a live,
even Score Society knew it wasn't concrete evidence, and he's unbiased.
No, because watch what happens here.
He literally DM'd me today saying it's all news to him. He never heard of any of the beats. He didn't know about this lying and all this shady stuff.
Bro,
and he told me he's gonna actually react to it too. That's how funny it was.
Yeah, it gets crazy. Watch what happens now, because Lamont said, "Let's set it up. Let's just have this conversation. Let's have this debate. We just talking basketball. It's not that serious, but obviously it's serious to these dudes. It's very important for these Zesties right here to prove to everybody that they could cook and destroy Zesties on a TikTok live, and all they can do is get upset, get emotional, and cry like little girls."
It's a debate with me about real defense.
I don't really care to have many conversations with you, because
would you be willing to talk basketball with me and have a real one-on-one debate about defense?
You're the only one that don't talk basketball, brother.
Would you be willing to have a head-to-head debate about defense in the 90s versus defense today?
FYF, quote exactly what I said.
Would you be willing to talk real basketball?
Quote exactly what I said, brother. Just quote exactly what I said.
The challenge is there. If you know basketball,
this ain't really about basketball, brother. I want you to quote exactly.
Now, mind you, he's telling Lamont to talk about him, and he's never proven Lamont been talking about him. Play the clip that Lamont said about him. Do that. Go back to that clip. Go play the clip where Lamont supposedly said that you agreed with him. They're still arguing about something that we can't even prove Lamont ever said. Play the clip. You supposedly, somebody sent it to you. You got, watch how many clips of Lamont he got, but he ain't gonna have the clip of Lamont saying he agreed with him.
With FYF Sports.
Why is it so hard for you to quote exactly what I agreed to?
Because what you're doing is because, like I say, you're talking so many vague generalities. You try to weasel your way out.
What does that have to do with? What does that? You asked me a question. I told you no.
Because you told a line. You told this.
Brother, you asked me a question. I told you no.
You told a line where you say so many things in vague generalities that you pretend that you know, but you don't really get into it.
Brother, me and you were on Vision Live 1v1, and they
that wasn't Vision Live.
And they pulled exactly was
Vision
Live.
Another lie. That's another one that's recorded, available on Ochi Cliff channel. It's also available on Blind Vision's channel. Lamont asked to have a real formal debate where they would each have a time to explain their takes. This dude went up on his first round and said something within like 5 to 10 seconds and said, "It's your turn." That's not a debate, ladies and gentlemen. A debate is coming with concrete conversation. Like Lamont said, you have to come and say these things. Mez does not want to get caught saying anything. He wants to lie on when he's in his lives with the rest of these Zesty Jeffries and have them back him up. Right now, he has nobody backing him up on this live. It's just him, Lamont, Sean, and even So Gay Jake is here. So Gay Jake is even in here, and Gray is here. And they're letting them two go one-on-one. He has no help. He's struggling to deal with Lamont by himself. You can just imagine dealing with Johnny.
Hour on Visions Live,
if you really know defense,
only us two on the panel.
Let's have a head-to-head debate about 90s defense.
Front, brother.
If you really know defense, if you can really talk the game,
it ain't really about that, brother. And this is how the conversation.
You can't weasel out of this with Jordan and LeBron.
You can't weasel your way out of the fact that you just got caught lying again.
I didn't get caught lying.
You just got caught lying on my name after you sat here and said, "Do we need to play the clip again?"
You always gonna say I'm lying.
Do I need to play the clip again?
Yeah, Mez, it doesn't matter how many times you play it. I was there. I stand on what I said.
FYF
talking big and you don't know the game.
Where'd you read this? Where'd you read basketball discourse?
I read it online.
Now he's playing something else. He's playing another clip. He's not even playing a clip from the same live. He's playing a clip from another live. He done lost track of where he was supposed to be showing clips.
I just try to say.
Yeah, let Ochi up here. He was there. Let's hear it.
This is what Mez. Yeah, hey, look, hey y'all. You want me to tell y'all how I know Mez knows absolutely nothing, right?
You don't.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I wish Ochi might have recorded it, right?
Please.
I ended up going on I went on Superstars Live, and some of y'all were there, right? Y'all remember when I went on Superstars Live, and Mez came up talking to me about Tim Duncan's defense, right? Oh, you did clip this, Ochi, right?
Ochi.
Y'all, this is how we know they're stupid, right? This is how we know Peter Bagshoes and Mez are absolutely dumb. Ochi, you remember when I was talking to Mez about Tim Duncan's defense, and I said, Tim Duncan as the anchor would call out, plays like fire. And
I remember that. Yeah, I was.
Hold on. Think about this, right? Think about this. This is how I know they're dumb. I completely made that up. But Mez was willing to agree to it. He was like, yeah, I remember that too. I can't remember the colors.
So not only do you make up points, you try.
That's exactly what he played. That's exactly what that right there, ladies and gentlemen, was Lamont saying the same exact thing. That he agreed that they were calling out things, he just didn't know what they called out. Like, think about that. Why is this saying I have no activity? I'm right here. What do you mean there's no activity on the live? What is wrong with TikTok?
That is actually crazy. You have a live camera.
I'm live, moving.
Because somebody
insane.
reported you.
Lord have mercy. Oh, here we go. There it is. It's there again. I get to do the little jigsaw puzzle. Hold on, let me do the little jigsaw puzzle, y'all. Bam. I got the jigsaw puzzle. Yeah, you know, a little jigsaw puzzle. They make you move that little thing and make sure you put it in line, man. They won't let you repost the live because Zesty's been complaining because I'm exposing their most prized possession, Mr. Mini Clock himself, crying all the time. So now what y'all just heard was him playing the clip of Lamont supposed to be saying that he agreed with him, which is exactly what Lamont just said, that he made up the San Antonio Spurs calling out plays with a specific player, and Mez agreed with that notion of them doing that. Not what the names of the plays were or what the plays meant, that he agreed with this notion that there's a player that calls out plays for them on the defensive side. That's what Lamont said that he agreed with, and that's exactly what he showed in the clip even earlier about that. So Lamont never lied and never said anything outside of his name.
For the colors, remember what I said? You hear that? Did you hear that? You tried to talk about you couldn't remember the colors.
Hold on. And what did I say about the colors? And what did I say about the colors?
Play the whole clip.
I'm saying to myself, man, you got to be the dumbest person in the world. I just made this shit up.
Making up shit in the basketball
I
debate.
didn't hear no hot mics. Tim Duncan saying
lying in a hoop
know
debate.
what their defense is, right? And I know who the anchor is, but I'm just making it up. But because they so thirsty to pretend like they know this information, he just agreed to it. He was like, yeah, I agree. He was like, yeah, I heard it too. It's like, bro, you didn't hear me?
Yeah, I agree to it.
You cut it off. Because I specifically said
up on the fly. Last game you watched the Spurs. Tim Duncan
said you pretended with
I
the
watched
colors.
I think it's with the 1999 series versus the Los Angeles
Okay,
Lakers.
so great that you said that year. There were a lot of hot mics that picked up Tim Duncan. What would Tim Duncan be yelling out almost every time? It was a color he would yell out almost every time. Why would he be yelling out those colors?
I think both of them actually yelled out quite a bit of things. I'm not going to act like I know exactly what color they're yelling out.
I think both of them were yelling out things. That's agreeing with Lamont that there were people yelling out things. You just wanted to reverse it, which is what he loves to do. He loves to say, well, just because you brought up a point, that doesn't mean your point means something. It really means this, because I've heard all players do it. So that doesn't really mean. He basically agreed with Lamont's point to demean it, to say that it didn't mean anything, because in his mind, everybody was calling out plays for the Spurs. And like Lamont said, I made it up. That's not real basketball talk. And that's him being in their lives. Again, if they would just play the live and show everybody the conversation, we wouldn't even have this problem tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't even be an issue. Anybody can just go watch that conversation between Lamont and Mini Glock, and they would get their own perspective about what happened, and it would be final. But they don't do that. They don't show nobody their lives. They don't show nobody these conversations and then try to rewrite it. As you can clearly see, he tried to rewrite it here and got caught up by bringing the own clip, proving himself wrong. This dude literally took his own clip to prove himself wrong.
I'm not going to act like I know exactly what colors they're yelling out. I'm not going to act like I do.
That's exactly what I said.
No, brother. Me saying I'm not going to act like I know exactly what colors they're yelling out. That's me saying they yelling colors out. That's not what you said, brother.
Yourself with your
that's not what you said, brother. And it's funny that you're going to sit here and deny like that. And this is why I really don't talk to you when you approach like that. You're right. We did just hear it. We just heard me simply say I'm not going to act like I know what colors they're calling out. Because I'm not.
See, and Lamont never said that. That's what he agreed to. Lamont never said he agreed to me calling. He agreed to the colors that were called out. He agreed that these colors meant something. Lamont never even said anything about what colors meant. He just said that they were calling this. Why do you think they were calling this? Not what they were calling, or how they were calling. Just why you think this player was calling. And he was basically saying no, all players were calling it. That's where Lamont said you agreed with.
The basis was the hot mics that also didn't exist. Like no one heard what Tim Duncan was saying on a basketball court in 1999.
Especially Tim Duncan.
I'm not. And yet again, you're lying on my name. Do I need to play the last couple of times you lied on my name?
That's why we love it. OG clip. Remember they said they don't mind getting clipped. This is why they mind getting clipped.
Yeah, they don't mind, but then they want to cuss.
This is why they mind, because they are mad that this is available. This would have never been available, and he would have ran to everybody and told everybody how Lamont lied, and he proved it with a recording and all of this. That's what he would be doing. He can't do it. Lamont went live yesterday about this, and I'm going live today about it. Yes, and we're talking about you Zesties. Like I said, all you Zesties are cowards. I called y'all all out. I know y'all know who y'all are. They're the GJK City Girl Groupie Posses. They'll take a flight to go see other men just to have an argument. They're the worst of the worst. They're toxic in basketball. They can't talk basketball. They really don't like basketball. They are just a bunch of dudes who want to relive their high school lives. Because they have miserable life. Ever since they became adults, life has just kicked their ass.
Understand why you gotta keep lying on my name.
We about to hear it. Shit.
Hold on, I'm not. What do you think about that?
Score Society. You want to hear it? You want to hear it?
Scores.
No, I want to hear it. This is
let's hear it. Let's go down the path of him lying on my name continuously while I'm not around, and then me having to pull up the film to expose him.
Oh, no, he still think he's exposing film. He still got film.
He gonna pull up the one time.
Remember, this would normally work on a live with the other Zesties. If he was up here with Young Miami, Blind Vision, No Ball Talk, So Gay Jake. Well, even though, my bad, So Gay Jake is here actually being well behaved. I think So Gay Jake is starting to realize he's been hanging around with the wrong association, but he's already too deep in the crew. He don't know how to disassociate himself from them. But at the end of the day, he's still a part of them. But if he was in one of those dudes' lives, Zesty Stars live, and all that other stuff, or Mark Tittle's live, all these guys' lives, it would have been all of them boosting them up, saying, "Oh, look at Lamont, you a liar," and they would have been all hyped and going in on Lamont and everything. But that's not happening to him right now, so he's crumbling. He's trying to find more. Now he's gonna go try to find more clips of Lamont lying, because now he just realized, just like when Dookie showed up. Remember Ochi when Dookie showed up and he thought he was gonna find hard doubles and he didn't see no hard doubles. Talking about that, y'all make sure to go watch that too as well, because we have a new GJK cartoon universe where you get to see actual live scenarios played out in cartoon fashion. We just dropped this one here. This one's called The Jordan Rules equals hard doubles, because Dookie, aka Rated R Sports, told us that the Detroit Pistons were hard doubling Michael Jordan and got embarrassed because the film never showed it. All it did was backfire on him. Just like right now, this live is backfiring on Mini Glock, because he thought he was going to bring some proof of Lamont lying about the defensive anchor stuff. Now watch what he tries to bring up now. Again, this is all great. We're only 20 minutes in. He's still crying and complaining. Again, y'all, that's what they do. They cry. Like all they do is cry. They're not talking basketball. He's crying about Lamont. This is the same person that'll tell you that everybody takes it personal on our side of the tracks, right? And when I say our side of the track, I think y'all need to understand what I mean by our side of the tracks. I don't think you Zesties understand that there is a fine line drawn here, ladies and gentlemen. And that fine line is basically knowing basketball and not knowing basketball. Zesties are on the side of blowing bubbles, popping balloons, and lying on live television. That's what they do best. While here on the GJK side, we're real basketball fans. We talk the game of basketball, we show film, we break it down, and we support real content creators and real basketball heads. That's what we do here, all right? But we don't play these silly crying games like these Zesties do. Again, let's continue with the crying.
No. You lied.
So Scores. Remember how you said earlier, Scores? Scores. Remember how you said earlier they just play on words?
I got people sending me live. FYF, you saw this read what? Hold on, brother. And before you saw a line on my name, I want you to know I got the recording. Go ahead, though.
I said, okay, then play it. I said, that the 96 Bulls, I said that the 96 Bulls had the best defense of the 90s, you disagree.
That's not what you said.
That is exactly what I said.
No, it's not. Oh, give me a second. Don't even trip. Y'all go ahead. Let me pull the film up. Don't even trip. Let me pull the film up. Y'all got it. Go ahead. Give me a second.
What film is he talking about?
He said that Michael Jordan was winning championships and was winning with the best defense in the NBA, and by the numbers, by defensive metrics, he did not have the best defensive defense.
The Knicks had the best defense in the 90s.
Analytics?
The Knicks had the best.
Y'all hear that?
The same analytics you use in your book, but that's neither here nor there.
Y'all hear that?
He said, look, now he said the same analytics you use in the book, but that's here no there. Now these dudes are reading Lamont's book.
Hold on.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. And before you saw a line on my name, I want you to know I got the recording.
I got the recording. Go ahead, though.
Zesties are on the side of blowing bubbles, popping balloons, and lying on live television. That's what they do best. While here on the GJK side, we're real basketball fans. We talk the game of basketball, we show film, we break it down, and we support real content creators and real basketball heads. That's what we do here, all right? But we don't play these silly crying games like these Zesties do. Again, let's continue with the crying.
Hold on.
Oh, is this the one that I apologize to you for being wrong about?
guys.
Is this the one where I apologize to you for being wrong about, man?
No. You said every year the Bulls won, they had the best defense. That's what you said, right?
No, I did not say that. No.
So why is everybody responding to that?
I said
It's on the live.
Hold on one second.
That's why I say stop talking over the film, brother. Listen. And I want to know where I disagree with them having the best defense in '96.
So, no, FYL. Y'all gotta do in basketball. Y'all just use defensive analytics, man. Y'all gotta be smoking crack, man. Wait. So, the best field goal percentage against LeBron. So, FYL. So, if you say the Bulls were the best defense in the '90s, is there something tangible that you're using to back up that? I always say this, that with defense, it's very hard to measure with numbers because great defense is hard to measure.
All right, let me back that up.
That you're using to back up that.
All right, now you hear other people talking in the background. Now some random person asks Lamont a question. This is how their lives are. It's chaos. It's the Muppet Baby Show. I keep that. I'm so glad Lamont said that. It's the Muppet Baby Show. Now you heard the guy ask Lamont a question. Watch how Lamont starts talking basketball.
I always say this, that with defense, it's very hard to measure with numbers because great defense is hard to measure. You got to use eye tests. You got to look at consistency. You got to look at what that defense is doing to other great players. You got to look at how it's terrorizing. Again, it's not going to always be better than numbers because the numbers, especially on the defensive end, can trick you. Steph Curry, at one point in time in 2022, was ranked top 10 in defensive rating. Does that mean he was a great defender?
Difference between the defensive metrics for a team and a player.
So again, use them numbers if you want to go down a stupid path. But anybody that says the Knicks
Boom.
defense...
You heard what he said. Minnie Glock in response said there's a difference between defensive rating for a player and a team. So that means Minnie Glock believes in defensive rating, which is what Lamont's argument is. And he's going to pretend and not show y'all him talking about analytics because Lamont didn't bring up analytics out of nowhere. They were talking about it. They love to talk about defensive rating. And just like Lamont said, the only reason he talked about the 96 Bulls is because the 96 Bulls had the best defensive rating in basketball. So let's continue.
Was better than the Bulls. You're smoking. You're just trying to sound right. You're just trying to sound right. Wait. So, Nichols was in 90. So I lied because I don't use defensive. You lied because you said every year that Michael Jordan won, he had the best defense in the NBA. That's not true.
Play the part.
You see that? Look, you see like other people come in and start. You see what I'm saying? It's all hectic, all chaos. And that's them listening to this supposed thing of again, all these recordings that Lamont's lying on Minnie Glock's name. How mad you going to be that somebody's talking about a conversation that we had with you? It's not like Lamont's making this up. He actually had this conversation with you. You're playing the conversation that he had with you. And you're mad about what Lamont stated in the conversation instead of showing people the conversation so that people can get it for themselves. That's how you know that it's not real what he says happened because he would just play it and then people would go see it and go watch it. But they don't do that because they're cowards. Like I always told them, they can't never prove their points.
Wait a part. I just told you the only year that Michael Jordan won, he had the best defense in the NBA was 1996. On that side. Hold on. Let me tell you how dumb you sound. Let me tell you how fucking dumb you sound.
Oh my God. Play the part.
Look, you can't hear nothing. That's how their lives are. A bunch of chaos. Just like Ochi's showing right now, the Muppet Babies. That's exactly how they are. They're like the Muppet Babies. That's exactly what they are. Listen.
98, 91.
Whose live is this that he's listening to?
One of the Zesty lives.
You can't hear nothing because it's Zesty.
A bunch of screaming.
Who was a better defensive team than the Bulls? This nigga's a non-ass.
Oh my God.
What's the point here? Like I was
Now,
screaming.
how many times, Herm, how many times Ochi and Gray, you heard them say that I'm the reason why a live gets chaotic like that? I'm not even in that live. Nowhere near
you alive.
None of it. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it.
That shit crazy.
And he
Nowhere
kept
near.
giving them, and he kept giving them opportunities to talk basketball. He just didn't want to do it.
No, he didn't. He don't because they can't. They can only talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron. That's what Lamont's always told them, that they only want to talk. He's told them, I don't do the LeBron and Jordan thing. I talk basketball. That's why he wants to talk about the 90s defense. Because if you know basketball, you should be able to have that conversation. But they can't. Well, let's continue with the Muppet Baby Show.
Okay, nobody can hear it, man.
Bunch of chaoticness. The Muppet Babies.
Audio evidence right there, son.
Where?
He said audio evidence.
At what
The
point in the
wall talks.
conversation did I disagree that the Bulls had the best defense in the NBA?
Now we getting somewhere.
Because I was talking about the Bulls in the 90s. And then if you get the conversation further, we were
We still talking about Mini Glock. That's right, Tino. We still talking about Mini Glock. We still talking about the rest of the Zesty Jeffrey coalition that you hang around with. We still talking about y'all. And guess what? There's nothing any one of y'all can do about it but go cry in your Zesty Jeffrey lives. That's just the facts. Because none of y'all can prove any of your points. You can't prove nothing about the 90s defense. You can't prove nothing about Michael Jordan's defense. You can't prove nothing about Michael Jordan's GOAT status. You can't prove about LeBron James's non-GOAT status. Y'all can't prove nothing but that y'all a bunch of emotional men who can't talk basketball.
everything doesn't translate over. So certain terms that I put.
Damn, you got a compilation of FYF? Damn. What the hell you got going on, man? Damn, man. This dude got a compilation of FYF film.
All kind of stuff.
All
kind of conversations they be having about Lamont and what we do in GOAT James Kingdom. Again, that's why it's a TikTok takeover. We done took it over.
Talking over it.
Because we can't hear what the fuck they saying.
Hold on. So let's do this real quick. So number one, what were the most dominant players in the NBA in the 90s? And what positions? Center. Who was the Bulls center? Who was the Bulls defensive?
You heard that? Look, they all know the answer to the question. It's all the script. He asked the question to Lamont, but they all answer, center. It's all center. So now if you disagree with that, that's going to become an argument. Lamont didn't fall for that bait. Smart for Lamont.
Bill Cartwright.
Like disrespectfully, bro. Respectfully, bro.
So, like, I get what you're saying as far as the perimeter defense, having two of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, having one of the most versatile defenders in the NBA, and then going to get a guy in Dennis Rodman in 1996, which is why when he brought up Dennis Rodman, Ron Harper talking about how he led the league in rebound, all this, that was in 1996. And in 1996, the Chicago Bulls had the number one defense in the NBA. So you don't always have to look at hopefully the defensive rating to determine who's actually good on defense. But yes, the defensive rating is going to determine what team is playing the best overall defense.
And what do y'all give some context of what's going on right now? Because we got a bunch of new people in here.
All right, so look, even Score Society had to cut it off because it's like, yo, Mez, what are you doing? Like, what are you playing? Like, why are we listening to this? Why are we listening to some conversation that's supposed to be you had with Lamont? Where's this getting at? What's your point? There is no point because they can't make none. He's still trying to prove Lamont is some liar, some kind of mischievous individual, some kind of devilish dude or something like that. And we make fun of Lamont all the time for lying. But come on, bro. Like, let's be real. They should have been talking again. They're still not talking basketball. They've been over 20 minutes now. Not talking basketball.
I know Scores. You don't know Scores.
Yeah, I need the context of what's going on.
I'm gonna say this. No,
you gotta let me tell it. And Jake's here too.
FYF, actually,
and Jake's here too because it was on Jake's.
One mic, one at a time.
Hey, Mike. Let's hear your side and let's hear Matt's side. So everyone in here.
Yeah. So
so you heard that he's not used to that. Mini Glock's not used to somebody telling him, "Yo, wait your turn. We won't let this person get their takeoff." In those other lives, he gets to go indiscriminately. There's no when Mini Glock wants to talk, everybody shuts up and let Mini Glock talk in those lives. And you have to let Mini Glock talk. That's why I got all of them up here because they all do the same. They all act the same. They're all the same way. They're a bunch of grown men who sit around here with a script on how to deal with LeBron fans, in particular, GOAT James Kingdom, GJK Assassins and Members.
Here's Jake, if at any time, because this was your live, let me know if I'm lying, right? Because you're the one here. Mm-hmm. It was your live, and this specific conversation actually started with Jake. It wasn't even with Mez. Mez just buttled his way in just to talk to FYF Sports. Now,
nigga, actually, I got on the panel. I got on the panel. You was not even on the panel.
Mez.
Stop it. No, because you're lying again. I got on the panel. You're not there.
They can't sit and listen. They can't. They just can't.
We gonna hear both sides of the story because we got 67 people here. I know everybody don't know what's going on.
So here's the thing, 6'4". I was talking to Jake. Jake asked me a question, right? About it was a Jordan question, obviously, and the question ended up leading us into what Jordan had, his help throughout, because the conversation was about the entirety of the 90s, right? Or at least the entirety of Jordan winning championships. So we're talking about Jordan's 6 championship years in totality. This is how the conversation starts. So in that clip, as much as we could hear, this is why you kept hearing me talk about the Bulls in totality having the best defense of the 90s, right? Because I was talking about Jordan's help. Jordan, when he won championships, always had the best, to me, defensive help, right? When you look at the players he had, either whether it's the first three-peat or even the second three-peat. Now, what ultimately ended up happening was, and Jake, tell me if I'm wrong, because I can't recall everything. When more people came up on the panel, as you know, Score Society, people try to interject with their individual points, and it starts to kind of change the conversation. So the conversation changed from us talking about Jordan's 6 championship years to point at individual. So,
all right, so the audio start messing up, and Lamont starts saying, listen, they mucked up the conversation because they're like the Muppet Babies, like Ochi showed, that the conversation led from what Lamont stated about how good the Bulls were for their finals runs or for the entire decade to individual years. Like they wanted to try, like they try to break things down to a smaller piece, and then at the end tell you, well, look, if all these smaller pieces lead up to one thing, then it's got to be that. And that's what Lamont was saying. He's not having conversation about individual seasons. He's having a conversation in collective about the Bulls' strategy, what the Bulls had, their roster, their defensive matchups, schemes, everything. He's talking basketball. They can't accept that. They cannot accept it.
I don't know if it was somebody.
He's messing up.
Because I said
the audio's messing up.
Because the Bulls had the best defense and got the best results with that defense, including beating the Knicks. And so so then I started to tear down a bit. The only reason why Mez in that conversation was even saying, at least to me in that conversation, was only saying the Bulls had the best defense in 96 because the only thing he was relying on was defensive rating, because in 96, what did the Bulls happen to have? The best defensive rating. And so this is why I say, but with the more people that come on the panel, the conversation starts to change. And so what ultimately ended up happening was
Lamont is telling the truth, because you just heard somebody blurt out a question while Lamont was talking with Mez, and Lamont answered, which is what they're leading to now, which is what stopped him from the conversation. Because it's just they don't have real basketball discussions. They're trying to find something that you say that they can think is incorrect, and then they're going to try to hammer down that because they can't talk basketball.
In another conversation, get confused about who was arguing what. And I even apologized to Mez for this. And I said that Mez said that the 96 Bulls didn't have the best defense. And I was wrong about that. And when Mez caught that out, he played the clip, and I said, "You're right, Mez. I apologize. I was wrong on that." See, I can be a man, and I can stand on 2 toes when I'm 100% wrong. But I can also say that the conversation, hold on, Mez, the conversation got so janky and mucked up because in my conversation with Jake about Jordan's 6 championship years, you have a whole bunch of people coming up with their own vendettas, with their own angles, trying to talk about it, making it about individual years, but not talking about the totality of the 90s, that's why I kept saying in the conversation, the Bulls had the best defense of the 90s. I wasn't keying in on one year, but the conversation just got messy because typically that's how Zesty Jeffries want the conversation to be. They want it to be messy.
Now we name calling. Hey, let
Look, now he's crying about name calling when he's been calling him a liar this whole conversation, bro. I'm telling you.
Number one,
Herm. You need to go back and
number one.
Was I wrong on anything, Jake?
Bad.
I mean, I do remember it being the totality of the 90s. You were talking about the Bulls. It wasn't just one specific year.
Okay, so number one. All right,
that's how Zesty Jeffries wants
the conversation. Jake is about to
that's not name calling. That's just a clear identity mark.
Number one.
Now, Jake, was I wrong on anything, Jake?
I do remember it being the totality of the 90s. You were talking about the Bulls.
So gay Jake, at least look.
But let Mez go though.
Shout out to So Gay Jake for being honest and being a neutral person in this situation.
So from what I remember,
1996. Go ahead.
I was in the comment section. I was listening. They were debating. I didn't even request up on the panel until after FYF left. Once FYF left, I then got on the panel and I said he was wrong about that. The Bulls did not have the best defense every year they won a championship because that's what he said to Jake. Originally, what he talked about was having the best defense in the 90s overall. And then he told Jake in an argument that when they were debating, Michael Jordan, every year he won, had the best defense. I have it on recording. Please don't lie. He said Michael Jordan had the best defense every year Michael Jordan had the best defense every year he won, which then talks about a year-by-year argument. That's a year-by-year thing. If you're talking about he has the best defense every year he won, I got up on panel. I said, Jake.
So look, this is what he said. He said because Lamont said for the 6 championship that they had the best defense, and for them that means now we can break it down to individual conversations. No, he originally said it's the entire 90s, and he used for the 6 championship runs. Because that's what they were upset about. They don't want Michael Jordan to have the best defense in basketball because what does that say about his help? What does that say about his? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's why they want to make it seem like there were other teams. Now they have to go around here and try to pretend that there were other teams better than the Bulls. Just so that they can keep this notion that Michael Jordan had tough competition. That's what he's trying to do here. So instead of accepting the entire 90s, Lamont, because they're trying to, and I know exactly how that conversation went. They're trying to say it doesn't matter how the whole 90s that the Bulls still won. And Lamont was like, well, no, for the 6 championships that they won, they had the best defense. That's in the 90s. That's what Lamont is saying. For the totality of the 90s, which include their 6 championships. How are you going to exclude the 6 championships if we're talking about the 90s? So now he's saying, now he wants to make it an argument. So again, he's telling you that he came in there to make an argument about a year-by-year basis to prove Lamont wrong that the Chicago Bulls did not have the best defense each individual year they won a championship by using defensive rating.
Wrong about that. Michael Jordan did not have the best defense in the NBA every year that he won a championship. That's what the argument became
because
about.
Of what?
Then
because of defensive rating.
You told me let you talk. Let me talk. Then
because
Jake
of defensive rating.
Then Jake brought him back on panel, and then we proceeded to debate it out, which is kind of what y'all heard here. Then we went to arguing. Then we went to arguing about who had the best defense year by year. We argued about who had the best defense overall.
Now, mind y'all, ladies and gentlemen, this was the point of tonight's live. This is the type of conversations they want to have. They want to argue about who heard what. They're arguing about a conversation that happened on another live that no one could see, no one could talk to. Or like instead of just having the conversation now. And like think about that, just to prove Lamont's a liar. He's been still trying to prove Lamont's a liar through this whole conversation, ladies and gentlemen. This is all personal for Mini Clock. A bunch of crybabies.
He argued and laughed and said, "Oh, you guys are idiots," blah blah blah, through a bunch of insults
we
out.
Didn't.
Because hold on, based on defensive metrics that niggas were using, including me, I was one of them.
First off, Remy, the only reason we're better than y'all is because we can talk basketball better than y'all. That's it. We don't care if y'all record our lives. Y'all will never post it. Y'all are cowards. Y'all are never gonna show people other conversations we have because our conversation is too strong. Our words are too influential. Our channel stands strong. Because we're real men, we talk basketball, we ain't talking nothing else. We don't got time for you cowards who are trying to relive your high school years when your mama bought you J's.
And guys talking about the defensive metrics, and then later on in the clip, once again he lied and said I never talked about anything but defensive rating. When literally in the clip, I literally broke down to him also using the defensive metrics, and I broke down to him about how they had certain individuals in Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen on the perimeter, and they also had a guy to deal with people inside the paint in Dennis Rodman, which is why they were the best defense in the NBA that one year, because he brought up one year and he brought up the players that were on the team in 1996. He got on the panel that I was not even a part of. I don't know why my name got brought up yet again. When I'm not around, my name's getting brought up. And he lied to everybody and told everybody that I was an idiot because I didn't agree with him that the Bulls had the best defense in 19.
Sir, we hear how y'all talk. This is y'all Prince right here talking. We hear how y'all talk. Y'all don't talk basketball. We clearly see it. This is y'all best of the best. This is supposed to be the top notch. Everything that we do is recorded, available for people to see. That's when y'all get mad.
96, to which I got on the panel after somebody told me what was going on. I played the clips. He then lied again and said, only thing I try to use was defensive rating. Then I played the clip of me breaking it down person by person. Then he lied again and said, play the clip further. I played the clip further. And then he apologized after he got caught lying on my name twice and said he was wrong about that. That's cool. I'm not mad at that. But what I am mad at is the argument that I'm consistently having is every time I'm not around for some weird reason, Mez's name is getting lied on. Once
You're
again,
never
the argument.
around
Hold on, brother. I did not interrupt you.
What are you
then
talking
on top
about?
of that, the other.
So now he wants to go back to crime. What I'm upset about is, every time I keep hearing these guys coming back to me and saying the man said this and hey, Johnny said that and Juan Boy said this and Ochi's clipping us and a bunch of crybaby grown ass men.
That we played at first when we were talking about, we weren't even just talking about Tim Duncan and who's calling out whatever the fuck whoever called. We were arguing that Tim Duncan and David Robinson co-anchored the defense, which is kind of funny because
why are you going back to that?
Because, hold on, brother, I didn't interrupt you because he told me that no, they were not co-anchoring the defense, and at no point was Dennis Rodman ever the defensive anchor over Tim Duncan, which is a different conversation. That's the conversation we actually were having in the Tim Duncan debate. Then he specifically said, "Oh, Mez, when what's the last series you watched?" I said the last series I probably watched out of Tim Duncan and David Robinson playing together was '99 versus the Lakers. He said, "Cool, good. What were they calling out in that series?" I said, I said, they were both of them.
Why is he retelling us the story of the clip he played earlier when we all heard what happened? And mind you, that's not what happened. You clearly hear him trying to rewrite what he literally just presented to us 15-20 minutes ago on a recording, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of just having the actual conversation. That's why I say y'all dudes are cowards. All of this just to prove that something is wrong with Lamont and making it a personal discussion about how he feels, about how he interacts with people like Lamont online. That's why we tell y'all stay safe in the comments or stay safe in your own Zesty lives. Because as soon as you come out of your cave, you're going to get exposed.
We're yelling out a lot of things because they both were co-ranking the defense. That was my point. I'm not going to act like I know what color they're calling out because I don't fucking know. Then he said, well, as the anchor, you yelling out colors. What you think they're yelling out the colors for? I said, if they're yelling out the colors, they're calling out different defensive sets. He said, different defensive coverages. I said, hey, different defensive sets, coverages. You know what, brother? You know what I meant. What are you talking about? At no point did I make anything up. You were making shit up because you wanted to win a debate and you thought you got me and I got you.
All right, I gotta ask y'all. Y'all understood what Lamont said when Lamont explained his story, correct? Y'all can answer. Did y'all understand what Glock explained just now? Did y'all understand anything he was talking about? Did y'all get a clear, concise understanding of the situation in the conversation from his?
I just understand that Glock's feelings are hurt. I don't really understand much else.
Might not. Man, this shit crazy.
No, I didn't. I'll just say no. I didn't.
But I understood what Lamont said.
Exactly, right? Lamont was concise. You could visualize exactly what he was saying. This dude was rambling. Oh, I'm telling you, this is their best, ladies and gentlemen. This is why they're afraid of A. Johnny, because this is their best. If this is their best, come on, man. Can
I ask you one question?
I have no problem admitting when I'm fucking wrong.
Let me ask you. Okay, so
this is why I don't talk.
Because the main reason why the panel, like I specifically erupted, is because and again, it might not have been Mez. Like, so look, we're not going to put this on Mez, but somebody was on the panel saying that the Bulls weren't the best defensive team in some of those championship years because of defensive rating. I laughed at that because I said, I don't use defensive rating. So Mez, let me ask you this question, because you did mention that the Bulls had the best defense in 1996, but it was after you basically regurgitated everything that I said that made the Bulls defense great.
That's a lie. I got it recorded.
Hold on, let me finish.
Hey, Score Society, get GJK up. Go ahead.
You then just repeated everything that I said about the Bulls defense verbatim.
Brother, you never.
So hold on, let me finish because I'm asking my question. So let me ask my question. So my question is this. So obviously you think that during any of those 6 Bulls championship years outside of 1996, do you feel like, for example, I would assume that you think that the Bulls didn't have the best defense in 1993 as well, correct? And if it's not because of defensive rating, which was my entire. Hold on, let me finish my question. If it was not because of defensive,
repeat your question. I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm getting to my question. So again, because my whole question was framed around using defensive rating to say the Bulls didn't have the best defense, because that's the only thing that you can try to use to say that the Bulls didn't have the best defense in those championship years. It's the only metric that you can point to, because there's no eye test, there's no film, there's nothing else that can suggest otherwise. So my thing to you is, since you weren't using defensive rating as you're pretending now, What made the Knicks
That's
a better
not what I
defense
said,
than the
brother.
Bulls in
I clearly
1993?
just said I use defensive rating.
What
as well,
made the
so
Knicks a better defensive team than the Bulls in
I'm trying to
1993?
figure out why
Answer that question.
you're sitting here in front of everybody.
Answer
Everybody
that
just heard me.
basketball question,
Everybody
man.
just heard me. Everybody
Answer the
just heard me.
basketball question,
Everybody
man.
just heard me say, brother, you
Man,
got to be
don't
quiet.
be
Everybody
vague.
just heard me
Answer a
say.
basketball question.
Everybody, and once again, brother,
Tell
you got to
the
listen to what I'm
world
saying.
how
All right,
you
you
know
answer your own question
basketball.
then. You answered this. You don't want me to answer it.
No, I'm saying this is not about the topic. I'm trying to get to basketball. So again, if you're willing to say, because remember my stance, and I was very clear on this with Jake. I think the Bulls had the
So
best
you don't want to hear
defense
my
in the
answer. You
league.
want to answer for me? Go ahead.
I'm gonna answer the question again so you're clear. I'm gonna ask you again.
I
'cause
know
want you to be
exactly what your
clear.
question is. If you let me
I'm very clear.
without interrupting me, you can
I'm
answer.
very clear. Hold on, man. Let's not make the conversation muck it up so people can't
Brother,
hear.
you don't
I'm
know
gonna
what
let you.
talking when you ask me a question.
Okay, so let me finish the question so you know exactly what I'm talking about. As you said, as you even said, I was
fellas,
very
we gotta
clear.
talk one at a time because that makes sure everybody can hear everything.
I was, yes. I was very clear about the fact that I think the Bulls had the best defense of the 90s, and I didn't need, and I don't use any defensive rating metric to think so. I broke down to Jake, and me and Jake had our disagreement on certain things. That's neither here nor there. But I broke down in basketball terms what the Bulls were good at, the strategy, scheme, things like that, why I felt they were the best defensive team in the league, and I did not use defensive rating. You or someone in your party brought up defensive rating.
It wasn't my live.
Let me finish. To a certain degree, you possibly co-sign that. But if you don't co-sign that, and you think that the Bulls didn't have the best defense in 1993, can you tell us in basketball terms, without using defensive rating, how the Knicks had a better defense than the 93 Chicago Bulls?
So I like what you're doing here. The point of the story is you lied on my fucking name. so
now who's making stuff personal? Now he's back to this "you lied on my name" conversation when Lamont literally said, "Let's talk basketball." How is the 1993 Bulls not the best defense in basketball? Who's the best defense in basketball in 1993? He can start having the conversation. He running. Exactly, he running.
So now it's not about the fact that you got caught lying on my name multiple times. Now you want to have a real conversation. So cool. Once again, I'll answer your question. Like I told you that day on the live, when I came on there, I said, once again, I came on there, and yes, I use defensive rating. Everybody on the panel just heard me say that. Everybody in the live just heard me say. I also broke down the personnel in combination with the defensive rating, and I actually just played that clip. So you don't have to try to reason your way out of the fact that you've been lying on my name behind my back to try to take it to a whole conversation. Brother, I'm not breaking anything down to you because this is about me lying on your name. I don't care to talk basketball.
This is why I said, bro, I gotta play it, man. I just gotta play it, man.
Want the real advice? Huh? You want to hear the truth? We talking real now. But the truth is you scared. You want to be honest? You want the truth? Most of y'all is scared. That's the truth, guys. I know it when I recognize it.
Scary. Just a bunch of scary dudes, man.
Now we're going to you did expose the line on my name. Now you want to have a basketball conversation. So once again, if you listen to the live, I broke it down to you.
I'm trying to get it back to basketball scores. I tried to get it back to basketball. You ran from basketball.
Because y'all guys are lying. Because every 5 seconds I gotta listen to y'all
generalities with me.
So once again, brother, once again, the conversation between you and I, I would appreciate it.
Kermit the Frog Muppet, baby.
That's it. That's all I got for you. I don't have
helter skelter with me. Take your ass up out of here. We talk real basketball.
Stop lying. You don't talk
about real hooper wouldn't have ran from.
Get his ass, FYL.
You ran from.
Get his ass, Lamont.
Score society. Real hoopers don't run from basketball.
Stop lying on my name, brother. I'd appreciate that.
That was a get him, Lamont. Basketball question.
Stop lying on my name.
Get him, Lamont.
I know. That's it, man. You know, no ball talk today.
Hey, score. Like I said before, brother. I ain't
That's what they do. That's what they do.
These two niggas right here, I'm constantly telling them lying on my name.
Oh my God!
I don't really care. I don't really care to do that. And once again, it's funny how now those Kingdom wants to join the panel, but you wouldn't join the panel yesterday. So stop lying on my name.
Look, he went through this whole soliloquy about lying on his name and talking about Lamont and how we're liars and just made it all personal. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we are over 30 minutes worth of Mez crying about supposedly nothing that ever happened. It didn't want to talk, not one conversation, because when we started the live, it was already him in the middle of a basketball conversation. He got exposed and he couldn't hold his weight in the basketball discussion because Sean and Lamont and the people that are on the panel are talking hoops. He don't know how to talk basketball without his little cronies around and without a basketball reference and a script in front of him.
Y'all have a good
Get him in, Johnny.
man. You mad about
Hey, I appreciate it, Score Society. Let me know
Get him in,
when
Johnny.
I'll jump back up
Grab
in
back
the
to
chat,
a Zesty
All
live,
all
but you
love,
can't talk
bro.
basketball.
All love,
Hold on.
man.
Now, Scores.
Get him in,
Scores.
Johnny.
That's
What's
me.
up,
I'm in
big
now.
dog?
I'm in
I tried
now.
to
It's over now.
Scores.
It's
Just
a
to be
wrap.
fair, I tried to level set the conversation by taking it back to the root of what I was talking about in the conversation that he played.
Muppet
And see
Man.
what he did when I asked the basketball question, because he was, remember, in that conversation, Scores.
Right.
The conversation was about you lying on my name. Now you're trying to take it to a basketball talk, but you clearly lied on my name. That's the problem.
Look, he said the conversation was about you lying on my name. It's not about basketball. He doesn't want to talk basketball. Listen to it again.
In that conversation, Scores.
Right.
The conversation was about you lying on my name. Now you're trying to take it to a basketball talk, but you clearly lied on my name. That's the problem.
I know. I got you.
See? He don't want to talk basketball. Nobody cares if Lamont lied on your name. Nobody cares. We want to hear y'all talk basketball, bro. Nobody cares about none of that. That's how much ego these dudes have. That's how vain they are. They literally think people care about them like that. That you have to defend yourself at every turn, bro. We're grown men. The fact that you can't take somebody lying on you tells a lot about who you are as a man, bro. Who cares? And the problem with them is that they want to prove themselves to their own cronies. Who cares right now? If you're a neutral person listening to this, you can clearly see who can't talk basketball, who's obsessed, who's taking things personal, all of that. You clearly see who's doing that. You clearly see that Lamont is not upset that he's been called a liar 1,000 times. Lamont sticks to the same thing. Lamont sticks to what he's talking about. Mini Glock is all over the place with the recordings and even his own takes.
Scores. I only took it to level 10 when I heard them say that defensive ratings would make these other teams better.
Facts.
We got you, man.
It's kind of funny now how you got caught lying on the tape.
No, man, why do you, man, we talking basketball now. Quit crying.
You got caught multiple times.
Lamont didn't get caught lying in any of these tapes that he played. In none of the clips that he played did Lamont lie. Not one. Not one did Lamont say any lies.
Lying on the basketball conversation
we don't believe you, man.
You now you try to act like you're trying to leave it on the level ground.
We got you.
No, brother, you keep lying on my name. I'm trying to figure out why.
Can I finish what I was saying to Scores?
And you don't want to talk about avoiding.
Can I finish what I was saying to
you
Scores?
you wanted to panel when you refused to debate.
Can I finish? Can I finish my conversation with Scores?
I asked a simple question. Why do you
obviously weren't trying to talk
This is not a basketball conversation I'm having with you, brother. The whole point and everything right now is about the fact that you brought your little hyenas on the fucking panel.
I didn't bring
You got caught lying on my name again.
We here. We everywhere.
We here, nigga. Yeah, we here. We here, bro. Hold on, we here.
And this is why they don't like me, because I can do what they do, but do it better than them. And that's why Herm like me, because Herm know I'll muck up an argument in a second. That's why they don't like me, because I'll show up and shut shit down. As soon as I show up, it's like I'm Thanos, man. I keep telling y'all I'm Thanos.
My point in the conversation, respectfully, brother, you brought all these niggas up. All these niggas ain't need to be here because this
Scores, they do the same thing that
You hear him crying? You don't never hear him tell none of these, all these Zesties y'all see right here, you don't never hear him tell none of these Zesties, oh, we don't need all these people up here. They always, and we got witnesses in the comments and everything that'll tell you this, bro. Any LeBron fan that's had conversations with these guys, it's all been the same thing. They all do the same thing. There's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with us. We are the normal people in society. What happened was when they graduated everybody from high school, they never told us who the special ed students were. They didn't leave with like a badge or a special high school diploma that said they were special ed. No, they got regular normal high school diplomas and was just put out into the world. And now we got to deal with them as Zesty Jeffries.
between me and Lamont. And the reality, hold on.
Listen,
The
man,
reality,
I'm telling them be quiet. I want to hear.
Hey, you know, hey,
Hold up, y'all. Hold
I
up.
got no beef. I know you rock with buddies. I ain't gonna. That's not my problem.
Listen,
My issue is this.
I rock with you
Hold on,
too, man.
score.
What you
Is the
talking
conversation that we were not having about him lying on my name? Now he wants to try and turn into
No,
a
listen.
basketball
Look,
he's crying about Lamont trying to talk basketball. He wants to make the conversation about Lamont. He doesn't want to have a conversation about basketball. He wants to have a conversation about Lamont and how Lamont is somehow unfair to him. And we all have to sit now and listen on somebody else's live. Instead of going to Lamont's live and addressing Lamont about this, he's on Score Society's live telling everybody, well, you brought all these people up to talk basketball and I want to address Lamont and talk to Lamont about Lamont. I told you, y'all don't know who y'all dealing with, man. GOAT James Kingdom is your worst nightmare. They call me the Crypt Keeper for a reason.
Stop lying on my name.
Hey, man.
Stop lying on my name, brother.
Look, hey, man, the conversation started with you wanted to know why he was lying on your name.
And that's where I'm keeping the conversation.
Hold up. All right, so you put the video the voice recording out there,
and he lied.
And all right, fair enough. That's all y'all was debating about. Now he's trying to take it to basketball.
No, but Score Society, respectfully, brother. I know you don't.
He said respectfully, just to be disrespectful. Nobody who ever tells you respectfully is actually coming off with any kind of respect.
The issue here is not basketball talk. I've been doing this shit for years. Everybody, I've been debating people. I don't care about
people have said far worse than you.
The issue I have,
people have talked about your mama, your daddy. People have called you out your name.
Now, mind you, he said he's been doing this for a while. Watch how he turn around and tell everybody he's not a content creator. Watch this.
Quit acting like what I said.
Hold up, Mont. Let me hear what you gotta say, my boy, bro.
The issue I'm having right now is now he wants to try to regurgitate a basketball conversation because he's gotten caught lying on my name 4 times today, and I played the video evidence on it. The reality is I didn't.
Bro, where did Lamont lie on his name at, y'all? Can y'all tell me at least one time Lamont lied in the clips that he played? Where? Can anybody tell me where did Lamont lie at? Where was it at? Anybody can tell me, please. I'll listen to the comments. If you put it in the comments, I'll read it.
Have a basketball conversation with him. We talked a little about KJ, about Jason Kidd. I left it there. I told you I was about to get off the panel. My argument right now.
You're still here 25 minutes later.
It's about basketball now. It's not about basketball when
just
every
like
time
Milton
I'm turning around, you're lying on me, calling me an idiot, and you're lying on my name. So that's all I want. I don't care about niggas recording. I don't care about niggas trying to make money off my name. I don't care about niggas needing content. That's not why I'm here. I come here to talk basketball for fun. Problem is, why do I gotta keep
we don't need the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, man.
And we have genuine basketball discussion.
We heard you.
So that's what I'm saying. Why are we not talking about the basketball conversations you're having? Why do you keep bringing up Lamont and Lamont lying, and you can't prove Lamont lied on anything?
Be respectful. Be respectful.
So for me, the problem is I don't talk to none of these niggas that you got on the panel right now outside. I don't know Gary, so respect them. These other niggas, I don't really care to talk to these niggas because every time you talk to any of these niggas, well, I don't think I've ever talked inside the arc. So let me be a roach. I've never talked inside the arc. So, but when it comes to GOAT James Kingdom and FYF, when it comes to GOAT James Kingdom and FYF, the issue is that my name continuously gets lied on. No matter whether niggas agree with my basketball takes or not, I stand on all 10. Don't try to turn it into a basketball conversation after I'm confronting you about continuously lying on my name. Every time I turn up,
Mind you, he said, I'm confronting you on somebody else's live when y'all were talking basketball, and you didn't prove nothing you said. Nobody here agrees with you. That's why he's upset, because there's nobody there agreeing with it. This is his final rant. Hopefully he's going to say this and walk off and feel vindicated at the end of this rant. But he's going to come back because they're going to let me speak, and once I start speaking, he has to stop me because, when I get a final chance to speak, it's a wrap for Zesties.
I've got something to say about Maz. It's Maz this, Maz that. This is
Mini Glock. Nigga, that's your name. Mini Glock,
so
mini
I'm
muscles.
simply saying this. I'm going to leave the conversation here. Stop talking about my name. Stop lying on me. And that's it. I don't care to talk with y'all. Y'all lie to me.
He proved my point. You already said, I don't care to talk basketball with you guys because you lie too much. Not that you lie about basketball, you lie about me. You say things about me that he never proved Lamont ever said, or Lamont ever denied not saying, that he didn't say. Like, at the end of the day, he didn't prove nothing about Lamont lying. That is their way of getting out of losing a debate when somebody brings up that, yo, you got cooked by Lamont talking KJ. And he's going to be like, oh, the dude's a liar. You didn't see that? I cooked him on that. And he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. They're never going to talk basketball because they can't.
May I respond? Respect, bro.
No,
I
hold on,
respect.
Scores.
May I
respond?
Hey,
I
respect you two scores. So, hey, brother, you
Can I respond
you
to
good.
that right quick, Sean?
Hold on,
Stop lying
Go
on my
James.
name, y'all. Y'all have a good day.
Hold
God
on,
bless. I hope
may
y'all
I,
niggas
may
win.
I, may I respond?
Hold on, let me say
Sean?
one thing, Go James, please. Let me say one thing. Scores.
Yo.
So the reason why I asked that particular question, right, and I tried to take it back to basketball because it takes us to the core of that conversation. So if he's going to say that I'm lying about that conversation, then he should have no problem answering that question because that was the core of the conversation.
I agree with that.
The core of the conversation is that once, and remember, it was Jake's live.
Facts.
What did Jake tell you?
Facts,
He
great.
said that pretty much exactly how FYF said. And so what I've said was, if you say I'm lying, then you should be able to tell us why the 93 Knicks were the best defense in the NBA without saying defensive rating. Because it was my contention that the only thing that they were using to make that, because what happened was, he was right. He was in the comments, but what he was doing, he was Googling. So when I said that the Bulls had the best defense in the 90s, the first thing he went to do to try to disprove me was, let me go to defensive rating.
Facts.
Because defensive rating is the only statistical argument that you can make for the Bulls not having the best defense in the 90s. But anybody with a brain knows that makes absolutely no sense.
None.
Right? So, and that was my whole contention. And it was after I did all this explaining about how good the Bulls defense was without using defensive rating that he tried to tail on with it. But you've already put
so
yourself
now
in
this is
the
Lamont crying. Like I told Lamont, you don't have to explain all
great
this.
defense.
No,
That is not to
let's skip
take
to
him
me
away
going, and then we can let y'all up
like
and
he
have
did.
y'all conversations with me.
You, KJ, full court. He's no longer
stained upon disrespectfully by the same Zesty.
The problem be
No, but hold on, wait, hold on. Let me
Nah, this
address.
is me.
No,
Let me address
because
this.
I came up in here in the entertainment fashion and got my name stained upon disrespectfully by the same Zesty Jeffries that I have covered.
Go James, good, bro.
What's good, Sean? Peace and blessings, Sean. Listen, Sean. Listen,
What's up,
Sean.
big dog?
These dudes are cowards.
Miz wanna come back.
If there's actual footage of this, play the whole live. Let everyone see the whole conversation. This is available for them to show for everyone. They hide stuff. They sit around here and manipulate stuff. Look, he's gonna come down and be very disrespectful. Look,
He's gonna come in, and this is what they do to me all the time. They know that's one of the tactics they learned from Young Miami is to play some background noise in a live while I'm talking, so that it mucks up anything that I'm saying. That it cannot, nobody can hear anything that I'm saying. So now Mez is gonna join the live back up and turn on his recorder while I'm talking. Watch this, listen to this, and they have to mute him so I can speak. And watch, he doesn't let me speak. Watch.
see, look. I don't know what he got playing in the background, but he's gonna be disrespectful.
He's playing something in the background.
Yeah, this is how they do. I was very patient to speak. Can you mute him right quick so I can get my take off right quick? I'm not gonna be long with it.
Hold on.
So, like, I get what you're saying as far as the perimeter defense having two of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, having one of the most versatile defenders in the NBA.
Can you pause it, please? Can you mute him, please?
Hold on. Hey, man, I'm gonna mute you because go. Hey, I'm gonna mute you real quick. You was explaining, bro. One second.
That was in 1996. And in 1996,
You gotta kick him and bring him.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead, bro.
Again, they can show this for anybody. He's talking about people using content.
But he's lying again.
Hold on, so I didn't even get a chance to talk.
Why lying?
Man, you gotta let me speak, brother. You gotta stop being a little dumb, man.
Bro, you see, he left. Remember, he said he had to go. This man came back to prevent me from talking. Literally, this is again. These dudes have an obsession. That's why I say they're cowards. Just admit it, bro. Just admit that you love the GOAT debate. Admit that you like having the GOAT debate, and you struggle versus GOAT James Kingdom. Just admit it. But instead, you want to pretend like it's us running around here looking for you, and we don't run around here looking for none of you. Zesty, I don't know none of you. I don't follow none of y'all. Y'all don't talk basketball. None of you dudes here I follow because y'all don't talk basketball. None of your content is predicated on actual basketball. Y'all are all Zesty Jeffries.
We heard you rant, bro. We heard you speak, man.
I went mute. Go ahead, speak.
Okay,
Yeah,
so now,
I love Olo,
again,
Shout out to Olo,
addressing
man.
these Zesty Jeffries like Mini Glock, who sit around here on these private TikTok lives, on these private Discords, who talk disrespectfully of all kind of LeBron fans or people who don't have Michael Jordan as their GOAT. They sit around here, bully people. He runs around here with the worst of the worst, the most toxic people on the internet who could only be on TikTok live. They can't go nowhere else and talk basketball. If he has these footages, we ask again, all of them, Blind Vision, No Ball Talks, Mini Glock, Mark Little, Young Miami, whoever else, Zesty Star, release the film. Show everybody the conversation. Stop lying and playing bits and pieces like Glock claims other people do to him. No, everything GOAT James Kingdom talks about is available on GOAT James Kingdom, the entire conversation. And not only that, you continue to make fun of you, Zesties, because you can't talk basketball. And that's the facts.
Let him talk, GOAT.
Now I'm done. That's what I had to say. I had to address these little Zesty Jeffries because they think they can talk about GOAT James Kingdom as if we can't shoot back. Trust me.
Gonna lie,
got
you're a pretty
enough
weak
ammo
debater
for you,
too.
son. Or whatever, sir. Show the film, sir. Show the film.
The film is out there, brother. I've been frying you
No,
for years.
release
We can
the
get the
footage.
rest
So
of
we
it.
got
We
more
can
footage
get to
than
the film and you crashing out, can't answer questions. You easy work. You
We got
easy
more
work, brother. I
footage
ain't
than
gonna
you
lie.
can show.
Hey, he said now we can show clip of you crashing out again. Not want to have a conversation. All he wants to do is show people about your character. He wants to display you and give you an impression of you or a perception of you that is false, so that he can try to somehow manipulate the debate by saying these dudes are weird. There's something wrong with them. They're liars, manipulators. You can't believe nothing they say, because they don't have no evidence on what they say. They can't talk basketball with us. They get exposed at every turn. So the only thing they can do is cry like babies and talk about us. That's all they do. But I'm going to let this guy Denard up because he's been very patient in the background. I'm going to let him up. I don't know the gentleman for nothing, but I'm going to start letting y'all up. There's no more needed to be played. There's like another 20 minutes worth of this. Actually, let me see. There's actually another whole 30 minutes of this, but it's only going to get reckless from here on out. It ain't going to get any better in this situation. But that's what you guys hear. This is what you guys clearly hear. These guys can't talk basketball. They can't state anything that is related close to basketball. All they can do is sit in these private discords, these private lives, and tell people about conversations that no one ever heard ever happen. It's like somebody telling you a tree fell in the forest. Did you hear it fall? But you was never there to hear it fall. Now they're mad because Ochi got cameras in the woods.
Hey Johnny, whoever G is, man, tell him to come up. He been talking.
He's been up before. He's been up before. We got him recorded too. He knows that. They all know this. They were warned by Mini Glock to not appear on our lives because these are recorded and that we will clip them and show people how embarrassing it looks to try to talk basketball with us. That's exactly why they mad. Yeah, listen. You guys know he's talking about clips. I got clips of Mini Glock and them talking about me in 2023, ladies and gentlemen. These dudes, matter of fact, they all rallied up on TikTok because of GOAT James Kingdom. I exposed their one of their leaders, Young Miami, years ago, and he came to TikTok and gathered up a posse of people on TikTok because he couldn't do it on YouTube. The channel he tried to do it on YouTube got shut down. They can't do it on Facebook because on Facebook we have over 120,000 followers, and it's nothing but LeBron praise there. They get mad all the time. They literally don't let me post. I've been banned on Facebook because they be reporting me just for sharing stuff and stuff like that. So Instagram don't push their content out like that. They're not for your content to be popular on Instagram. You have to be a real content creator. They don't just let anybody's page and stuff go through on Instagram. So they don't even go on Instagram. They can't go on Twitter because Twitter does the same thing. Twitter's the worst. Twitter's the worst place to ever go viral. They love TikTok because TikTok helped them go viral, but now all that shit got killed. Pause. All that got sent to the left. Now they can't do nothing. Now they upset, and now they it's Lamont's fault.
They can cry though.
Yeah, it's Lamont's fault
they can
because
cry.
they can cry. It's Lamont's fault because I had no intentions on coming and doing TikTok lives, and that's why they were safe on TikTok because GOAT James Kingdom had no time to be on TikTok lives. I didn't know you could save these lives and download them. They never told nobody, and they still didn't even tell Score Society this. They don't want nobody knowing about these conversations. They want you to listen to them explain to you about these conversations. They never told me all these conversations were available for me to have. I would have been doing TikTok lives long ago if I'd have known this. But now that Lamont was doing TikTok lives and he told me that he was going to ensure that these lives would be on his channel, That's why I started doing the TikTok takeover with him, because I told him I'm not doing no lives where I'm having conversation with dudes for hours and there's no evidence to show what the conversation was about, because these TikTokers will go tell people about a conversation and lie on your name. That's what they do. That's why he's trying to. That's another thing I hate about them too. They love throwing stuff on you that they do themselves. They love throwing dirt on people's names. They love doing that. That's their number one thing, is throw dirt on people's names.
It's that bum behavior, man.
That's your crew. You better go change them. You gotta go check them, Herm. That's your crew, man.
But look, but you know, I argue with everybody though, and
I know that.
But see what I told them though, like honestly though, like in order for you to have good content, if you plan to have a content creator, and that's why I mess with y'all too. Y'all will let people with a different opinion be on there. But the key is you gotta let, even if that nigga saying some wild shit, you gotta let that person get that shit off so you can create that dialogue. And then, like how you created your persona with being the exposer, that type of shit can come from there. And I don't think them niggas really understand that, so they be personal with niggas that they don't agree with, and you ain't gotta be like that, man. Just try to counter whatever they saying and go from there. If you know what the hell you talking about, you would get the best of the nigga. But sometimes some motherfuckers still may get the best of you. But niggas are too, they got their egos, they got hella egos, man. They feel like they can't get cooked and they feel embarrassed if they get cooked. Everybody goes through their ups and downs with getting cooked. It happens to everybody. I don't give a damn who you are. But, you know, that's all that shit really be about, to be honest, though.
I know you.
Yeah, it's
gotta tell
about
me.
humility. It's about humility. Like, I mean, the NBA's been around almost 80 years. And nobody remembers or knows now. Granted, there's technology. There's good references and sources. We can always go get this information. So you don't need to pretend or act like you know something when you don't. And it's okay to say, hey, I don't know. Let me go check that out. Or ask questions. Like this need to be right more than talking the game and talking the film and talking through basketball. That's the issue.
And there should be no problem to have, like Lamont said, opposite opinions or takes like Herm said that you don't agree with, because it's just basketball. It shouldn't make you feel any kind of way somebody said these things. You see what I'm saying? But they have a problem with it because it's not about basketball. It's about them. They do this because this is a satisfaction to their lives. They figured out that they can make fun of dudes and have a better life of it, right? They can because that's what it's all about. That's why he's always trying to tell. That's why you'll get them up here always telling you about their life, where they came from, how they got out the mud, and all these sob stories that nobody gives two fucks about, bro. Go write a book. like you know what I'm saying? Like nobody cares. Nobody shows up on any TikTok live to find out about your high school days, your college days.
But my thing is, hey John, if you took the road of having a panel full of niggas that y'all agree on everything, you wouldn't be able to call yourself the exposer. So you gotta be open to everything, bro, and be open to listening to everything. Whether they wrong or right, goddamn it, you gotta be open to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we
That's
are
what them
that.
cats not.
When
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
comes,
saying.
no,
That's
the
why
only
I
time
think
we
they
agree
not.
is over the GOAT debate in here. The only time you'll find all of us agreeing in GOAT James Kingdom is over the GOAT debate. But when we talk basketball, we all have our own different perspectives and takes.
Yeah.
We all talk the basketball different. Like I'm over here hating on the Lakers all year long. These dudes love the Lakers. Right? There's a conversation all the time. I'm disrespecting Anthony Davis. These guys are telling me that Anthony Davis is that dude. We have these basketball conversations that do not fall in line with each other. It's just the GOAT debate. That's why I tell you the GOAT debate is important to them. Right? Because that's the only time they can have a conversation.
We don't need Zesty Jeffries to have a good basketball conversation. We're a good show. They just make it funny sometimes.
Yeah, man, exactly. And we don't mind them coming up, because if they can talk basketball, that's the point. We're not going to have no problem. But the problem is they can't talk basketball. They only want to talk basketball in the sense of sounding right about the GOAT debate, because it's all about them. They narrate everything. They script everything for this. They put this perfect world up for them to sit around here and talk basketball. Trust me, Ernest will tell you. Ernest has been around from the day one of GOAT James Kingdom, bro. Dealing with all of them. They're pathological liars and not professional victims.
Man, I done had probably like 6 Facebook accounts
deleted from constantly getting reported just from talking basketball. Non-stop, bro.
Yep.
Like crazy.
The Zesties reported me when I used to be on Twitter. I didn't go back because what's the point?
No, but again, like I said, man, and like I said, man, I'm not here for nobody's friendship. I'm not here for none of that stuff, bro. I talk to Ochi and Juan Boy and guys. I mean, for years I've been talking to these guys. For years, I never sit here and get into these conversations about personal life stuff. We don't do that. We talk about what men talk about. We talk about music, sports, right? If we talk about women, we just talking about how fine they are, right? You guys know me. I'm always talking about Taylor Rooks, right? Like we are men just having a good conversation. This is supposed to be kind of an escape for everybody because we all know men, we go through a lot of stuff. But that's none of our business. I don't need to know why Herm's here trying to get an escape on GOAT James Kingdom. I'm just going to provide him that. I don't care why Gray likes popping up on my live every day, even though he might be going through something. At the end of the day, he's here. I'm here to give him some entertainment. He's finding a space to get away from whatever he's getting away from. That's the point of this. But they don't have no safe space for nobody but Zesties. You got to think like them, talk like them, have the same script, be in a Discord live. You probably got to get initiated to be hanging out with them.
Yeah, you gotta have a couple posts about the GJK assassins, and then they'll accept you.
Oh my
That's a
God!
fact. One of the craziest takes I'd have never heard, hey, Johnny. I was in mixed company. I was over in All Balls channel one day.
Oh, not no ball talks, man. It's no ball talks.
No ball talks.
No ball talks.
And we were talking about COVID, and they was calling the championship during COVID the Mickey reign. So I challenged them, and I was like, "Yo, so why doesn't it have value?" And they got to telling me about parades, and they got to telling me about not playing against the crowd for the road team, and all of these different things. And I'm like, "That's it? That's what you're so you're telling me that this championship doesn't have value because you didn't get a parade? They didn't get a parade, and they didn't go on the road to face the competition in their stadium. That's why it don't have value." So it's it's also the need to tear LeBron down. That's like me being an old school guy. I've been following the game a really long time, and my favorite player is Julius Erving. But when I hear these guys go out of their way to try to tear down a guy as great as LeBron James, it makes me speak up. So I asked him. I said, "Do you have the same take about the Buccaneers? What about the Dodgers? You know, the other teams that won championships in 2020. Do you feel the same? Oh, we're not talking about baseball. We're not talking about football. We're talking about basketball." I'm like, bro, y'all sound crazy.
Baseball, the best in the world, by the way. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's how they are. We got Lamont in the building, though. Shout out to Lamont, the boss is here. What's good, Lamont? What's peace and blessings, brother? What's going on, man?
Man, that capping ass nigga started all this shit, man.
Look, think about it like this, y'all. There's been so many opportunities where, like people like with Mez and even with All Ball, where I come up in all peace and I just try to talk basketball. Like as y'all saw, Mez went out of his way to try to remember, and this is only because he didn't come out ahead in the KJ conversation. He felt kind of dumb. And so he mucked it up, and he just wanted to leave the conversation saying I was right about something. And none of it worked, man. And he just brought up a whole bunch of stuff. He tried to make it, I'm lying, this, that, and the other. Like I said, I stand on what I say. It's just unfortunate that you're just not as knowledgeable. But he just tries to bully too many people. He tries to bully with fake information, fake facts. Pretension. And again, you can't trick everybody. He just mad because I'm calling it out. That's why when I said, let's have a real debate, because I already told him, I'm not here to do the GOAT debate. I said, that's GOAT James Kingdom. I told him that when he first tried to challenge me to a debate, I said, bro, I don't do the GOAT debate. I don't do that. Why are you trying to argue with me? And I got Jordan as the GOAT. He's trying to force me to take LeBron. But like I said, man, that was perfect right there. I'm glad people saw it. We got the full film. I'm gonna talk to Score Society because I'm gonna ask them. I'm just gonna post the whole thing on YouTube so people can have the full film themselves. Man, I told Mez we give everybody the full film. We ain't gonna hide nothing. They gonna hide everything. Mez, I promise you right now, he gonna chop up what he can, bits and pieces of this conversation and puts it in. He ain't gonna play the whole thing like we did.
No, he's not. He's not. Shout out to Coach Carter, man. What up, Coach? Peace and blessings, man. We here having fun, exposing Zesties, man. These dudes, man. Lamont, it was so funny listening to it because, bruh, the fact that he went, and I joined at the time that happened when you was like, let's talk basketball. Let's just have this conversation. He went on this whole rant about you lying and all he did was prove you right. That everything you said that he said is exactly how it went. Everything that he played was exactly how you narrated it to be. And then had the nerve to say, I don't want to talk basketball. I want to talk about Lamont. And he's like, you brought all these dudes up here to talk basketball, but I want to address Lamont. And it's so funny that he could come on your panel at any time and address you for the things that he heard. Why does he have to wait for you to be on someone else's panel to have that conversation? And he could have swore Score Society was going to be on his side, and Score Society was like, bro, that's all you got? Like, where are we going with this? Like, he completely did not land his plane ever.
That's why he was getting so hurt in the conversation, because he needed. This is what he was banking on. He was banking on Score Society not using his brain and not being logical, and then just siding with him for no reason. That's what he was reading. But the unfortunate part about it is Score Society just sat back. Let me listen to this. Now, hold on. Let me hear this out. Let me hear both sides. And again, he just was logical. Like what the things that Mez was saying just did not line up, man. It really made him look like a liar and just very feminine, man. Just
no, it made it look like okay, get over it. Like he said, okay, we got what you said. Lamont's a liar. Okay, now do you want to like have this conversation with Hoops? Let's have this conversation, bro. Like you said, bro. You've had people call you worse than a liar, Lamont. Like we can keep this moving. Let's go. Let's right. Like I don't care. You think I'm a liar, but like I said, it's only there so that he can say what he said at the end was, these dudes can't talk basketball. They're liars. I don't want to talk basketball with liars. So that's his escape route to not talk basketball with us and not get exposed by us, because he could just tell people I caught them lying too many times about who I am, and he didn't, and he never proved it. Never.
That's his excuse for. So when people always say, "Why don't you debate Go Jam?" He's always just gonna say, "Oh, he's like I said, he's gonna play the professional victim role. He's gonna play
professional exactly.
Oh, they lied on me. I can't talk to those guys no more." Oh, but it was just so funny. To me, the funniest part was he overplayed his clip and he just exposed to the world. This man has a compilation of FYF Go James Kingdom clips on his phone. I mean, remember the clip that he kept playing at the start? It was me repeatedly calling him stupid. Like, why would you keep that clip in your phone? Where for about 2 minutes straight, I'm just telling the world how stupid he is, and you have to play that to. He's trying to play this to a whole bunch of people to get sympathy. Bro, delete that. That's not good for your confidence. Oh my
God.
I mean, it was just so funny just hearing him play that over and over.
And the reason why you was calling him stupid, he played it. He played himself being stupid. He actually played himself being stupid and agreeing with you about these calling out defensive schemes in the middle of a play. And watching it as well.
Yeah, he tried, remember, trickery. He tried to do the Hakeem Olajuwon. He tried to make it about the colors. Like, bro, this is not about the colors. Nobody got to sit here and argue with you about no colors. We know that you didn't know what the colors were because it was all made up. That's the whole point. We agree with this logic of Tim Duncan yelling out stuff when he's probably the most soft-spoken guy on the court. We didn't pick up no hot mics and no Tim Duncan. Stop it, man. Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
That's like saying you saw Bigfoot. That's like saying you saw Bigfoot walk through the mall, but the cool guy said it, so you're gonna agree with the cool guy. Yeah, I saw Bigfoot too.
That's how they want. That's exactly how they want it to be. Exactly. Like I said, the high school lunch table.
But I know 90% of these niggas don't even know the Spurs defensive scheme anyway in 1999. Though 90% of these dudes don't understand how they incorporated Duncan and Robinson, how they utilized them in their scheme any damn way. So
that whole conversation started because Mez said something very stupid. Mez, we went down that road because Mez was said, because I told him that Tim Duncan was the anchor of that Spurs team, defense, and he was saying, no, they were co-anchoring it. I was like, bro, like that just don't make sense, man. Like there's an anchor on the basketball team. That's it. There's no two people co-anchoring. Now you might have multiple guys communicating, but the anchor of that defense, once Tim Duncan got there, was Tim Duncan. David Robinson was getting older. He wasn't the same. Tim Duncan was the new dog in town, and everything was going through Tim Duncan, especially on the defensive side. Point blank, period. He just wanted his point to be right because he would sound dumb to say that Tim Duncan wasn't the anchor, so he said they were co-anchor. It's just like, why do y'all create new terms and new roles just to make your opinion sound right, man? It's just dumb. Oh man, co-anchor, man. You got event creator, co-anchor,
and that makes it funny about that, Lamont, is that if Herm went over there trying to disrespect Tim Duncan, they would turn around and tell him how Tim Duncan was the anchor over David Robinson. They would literally do that. They would literally do that. They would do that.
Herm probably, because remember when Herm went on his diatribe killing Tim Duncan, they probably were doing that.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Hold on, Herm, why did you want me to go to whose live was that? All Balls Live.
No Balls. Stop saying this. No Balls Live. No Balls Talk Live. No Balls Talk Live.
Them niggas were talking shit. I was like, man, better yet. I said, man. Hey, Jordan was in the comment. I said, man, better yet, why not get both of these niggas to come up here at the same time? And then see what the niggas would do.
They got to come that way. They too, again, they don't have enough of, again, I don't respect them enough. I go to people's panels that I respect, man. All Ball, he's already went above and beyond the level of respect. When he sent his son over to FYF Sports as fodder to pretend that we disrespected his son, you've already crossed the line right there. You threw your son to the wolves hoping that he would kill,
I don't know if Gray knows about that. Gray, did you know about that? Did you know about that?
Oh man,
that's crazy. Nah, I ain't know nothing about that.
Great. He sent his son to FYF.
This is the first time
he sent his son to our channel thinking that we would disrespect his son, right? We was cool with him, right? We didn't say nothing bad. We didn't get, and we actually was like, but what happened was, All Ball, he needed us to be disrespectful to his son. So instead of just saying, damn, they was cool with my son, they rocked it with him, he just made up this lie that we was disrespectful. He said all this stuff, he just made up these lies, man. And that's when Johnny ended up checking him. Was like, bro, don't be lying on our name like that. We didn't do any of that. And that's where, like I say, that's why I blocked All Ball. There's like, there's no coming back from that one. You willing to throw your son out there.
And I told him on that too. And I told him on that when it happened. I said, Lamont, this dude sent his son on us, right? And we sent his son back unscathed. He told his son, yo, go back to your dad. Let him know that everything's fine over here, but we want his behind over here so we can have this conversation with him about basketball. And he never said it. And he got mad that we mentioned and told people about his son being on our live. And that's what he said was the disrespect, that we mentioned that his son was on our live. Not that we said anything disrespectful. I mean, this dude came in with his whole jailhouse routine, acting tough on a TikTok live, talking about keep my son name my child Miles, and I don't play about that. I'll die about that. All this tough nigga talk. I'm telling you, all the tough nigga talk.
That is crazy. Yeah, I was telling him, Mike, all of this three-peat talk.
I ain't know about that
6.
one, though.
Me neither. I told him in the live though, like all of that repeat talk, the three-peats and the 4 and 6 record. I said, listen, man, don't none of that move me. Like let's talk about what both of those guys can do on the court. Pull up the film. Let's talk about what LeBron can do. Let's talk about what Michael can do. And he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, and
what's that lightning bug? What's that lightning bug name on Princess and the Frog?
Ray. No, yes, is it Ray?
That's what I'm gonna call. That's what I'm gonna call No Balls now.
He's the. No, he can't. He's not. No, that little bug had compassion. No Ball Talk's got no compassion, man. That man.
You know they gonna kick your ass off soon you start, man.
Oh, he kicked me off. I got this story. As soon as look, let me show you how No Ball Talk back and watch this. Yo.
They can't handle Memphis niggas.
That's all I do is talk sports. Man.
Well, shut the fuck up and start talking.
How am I supposed to shut the fuck up and start talking? No Ball. Explain that to me. How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to shut the fuck up?
I'm gonna ask you one more time to start talking about basketball. I'm gonna ask you one more time to start talking about basketball, and you can get the fuck, bro.
Oh my God! You asked me to come up.
Exactly.
You forgot.
He's over here here crying, talking about talk, but you asked me to come up here. What you want me to talk about? I'm like, what's the conversation, bro? You upset? I mean, he was so upset the last time I went on this live. It was too funny.
No, but
bro.
Ernest know damn well, man. Like, when it comes to us Memphis niggas, Ernest, a lot of niggas gotta have that high tolerance and not be sensitive to deal with our shit talking.
Yeah, especially if you starting it.
It must be a Louisiana thing. Maybe them dudes from Louisiana don't do that. They must be the only dudes from the South that don't do that. Because everybody from the South, I don't know nobody from the South that can't handle getting.
You gonna get your ass kicked out.
Yeah,
So
and the funny thing was, after he kicked me off that live, he had a nerve to put up Juan Boy's picture, then put the picture of Olo up, and then put the picture of me and made fun of me, which I thought was funny. Even I was laughing at it when I saw it on Ochi's channel. I thought it was funny that he was making fun of me being skinny and slim. I don't care about that. Like, I know I'm skinny. Like I don't look in the mirror. Like, I don't take showers and realize I got skinny legs. Like, I know I'm thin. They call me slim for a reason. Like I'm comfortable with who I am. I don't care what no grown man think I look like. I don't care what none of you dudes think. If a female came to me and said, "Damn, you slim," then I might feel some type of way. And that's only if she thick. Because if she's slim, I'm like, "Bitch, your ass can't even eat a meal. Fuck you. You probably can't even cook a nigga meal, let alone talk about my size." That's why I tell people I can't be with no skinny chick. Because all we gonna do is starve together. I need me a real thick woman so we can eat after everything. I'm skinny.
John ain't gonna gain weight till he about 60 years old.
I can't listen, Herm. Herm. I'm about to be 45 on Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I weigh $180 at 6'4".
Man, you just need to take you some protein shakes, dog.
No, that don't work. No, it don't work. I've done that. I ride bikes. I rode bikes. I did lifting. I did all. Bro, I can never gain no weight. I'm like Snoop Dogg. It ain't happening, bro.
That's that high metabolism, man.
I know. Y'all see how hype I am. It's automatic, bro. It's automatic.
That's all it is.
I burn fat in my sleep,
man.
See, you talking about supplements. Listen, man, don't come to me with that snow bunny stuff, man. Man, supplements and all that, vitamin D, going to Whole Foods and shit. Nigga, I eat regular. I'm Haitian. Yes, I like
banana pudding?
Nah, not banana pudding. I like bun. You know what bun is? Plantains. I like plantains, the real banana. Plantains. I like lettuce.
I know a weight gainer, bro. Tastes just like homemade
Brussels
banana
sprouts, mushrooms, onions, tomatoes. I eat vegetables, bro.
Man, that's why you skinny. You over there eating like Dr. Sebi.
But that's why I look like I'm 25 and be confusing the shit out of Zesties. That was another thing. He kept saying, y'all supposed to be 50. That was another thing he was doing in the live. He kept saying, y'all supposed to be 50 years old. Y'all supposed to be 50. Like who are you to impose your moral compass on us? You dudes, please tell us what you've been successful in life. Anything in your life. At least I can tell y'all I've been successful in a 20-year marriage. I've been married for over 20 years.
That's a blessing, bro.
Yeah, that ain't hard. That ain't tough. That ain't easy to do.
I have a 20. Yeah, I have a 26-year-old daughter who has a degree in dentistry, who's also married and about to have her second child. So I done raised an adult. A successful adult working and paying bills. She's ratchet as all ratchet can be, but she's still at least paying her bills, doing her thing. So shout out to my baby girl. And I got another son. I got a ratchet. Huh? No, my daughter's Puerto Rican and Haitian. For Puerto Ricans and Haitians, that's the worst combination you can put together. She's feisty as ever. That's my daughter. That is my daughter. She is feisty as ever. Even with me, she be beefing with me all the time. My daughter is feisty. I be feeling bad for her husband because she wild. Trust me, I know. And then I got my son. He's here now, first year of college, all A's plus. Getting extra grants and scholarships because of his college education. And I got my other daughter, she just made the honor society. So
it's dope.
But nobody awesome. Give a fuck about that. None of y'all give two fucks about that.
No, that's a blessing.
It's great though. Yeah.
No, I know that. You ain't got to be the one to tell me it's great. I know it is. That's what I'm saying. But y'all don't give a fuck about it, and it's fine. That's cool. And nobody gives a fuck about that shit, man. Nobody cares. Y'all don't give a fuck about my life, man. Fuck about age.
My 9 years of marriage feel like 50 years. Man.
That's what I'm saying. But we got SG here. SG, you be with the Zesties. You be walking around here. I just got to make sure you get a chance to address this stuff because we see you in the comments. You got a chance to speak. We're not gonna cut you off. But what happened? What happened to Mini Glock, man? Why he crumbled versus Lamont like that? Come on, SG, unmute yourself. I ain't mute you.
Yeah, I don't think I was there for that one.
You wasn't here listening to it just now?
Oh, that was right now. Oh shit! I thought it was like a.
No, that happened yesterday. That's the recording we got.
Yo. Oh no, I was.
What's good inside?
I was talking to someone else in the comments. I wasn't. Yeah.
Lamont, why they always play dumb, Lamont? Why they always be playing dumb, Lamont? Why they always be?
What was the argument? What was the argument?
Oh, no, they don't know the argument, Lamont. The argument is, this is the argument. Mini Glock and the Zesty Jeffries are cowards, and they can't never talk basketball, and we just proved it to them by showing how Mini Glock avoided the actual conversation about basketball so he can talk about Lamont, as if anybody cares about Lamont. That was the conversation.
Nobody cares about Scam Lane, Lie Lane.
Nobody cares about Scam. Nobody. Man, Lamont can't even get his teams to pick up the phone call when he called his players.
But look at John. I give Lamont credit though. When you catch him on one of them days and he don't give a fuck about entertaining them niggas, he'll pull up on that motherfucker by himself.
I
know.
know.
All 9 of them niggas.
Yeah, he would. We've seen
He be
it.
bored them days.
He be bored them days, but he'll do it. But that's the
He'll do it
point.
for the hell of it though.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like Lamont said, we done graced y'all platform several times. Come over here and have the conversation with us, man. So we can show everybody. But that's why going on Score Society's live made it the perfect scenario. It was the perfect storm, because Mini Glock wasn't expecting that. He wasn't expecting Lamont to have his take and Lamont to be able to explain it so well to where it was understandable. It was easily understood. Inside, the Zesty's messed up, man.
Man, they was messing up all day today. What's going on? What happened?
Now I gotta tell you this: you got some stripes you gotta earn, because if Mini Glock says he doesn't know you, that means you ain't done enough.
Well, that's weird because I've never had a conversation with him, and when I clicked on his account, I was blocked. So he knows me enough to block me.
Oh, he blocks you. He got you. Oh, you heard that, Lamont? The man got it.
He's been blocked. He's had me blocked for like 3 months now. So he knows me enough to hit the block button.
Oh, so okay. So he's never had a conversation with you, so he can't say that you're a liar. But he knows you associate with us. So what does that mean? What do you think his impressions of you really is, or his perception of you really is, if he blocked you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he don't like what I'm talking about. I guess he don't like real truth.
Yeah,
truth
man.
hurts sometimes now.
Yeah, shout out to the Inside Arc. We salute all content creators up here. So shout out to Hollywood Herm, Inside the Arc, and Ochi Hoops, and obviously Lamont, who are content creators. Content creators are dudes who have social media accounts and they post content of value, of substance that people are interested in watching it in, and they're also interested in providing such content to their followers and their fans, and looking to get more and understand the game and play the game of being a content creator, because this is a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is not easy to do. This is not easy at all. Shit.
Yeah, I appreciate what you guys do, man. I'm new in the space.
That's why I respect all y'all. But that's why I tell you all the time, hey Johnny, I wish I had your work ethic. I wish I had the month's work ethic. Hell,
you can pay me. You can pay me. I'll do some work for you. You can pay me. Give me some money.
I'm about to consider that one. I'm about to consider that for real.
Yeah, man. Shit, you see what I'm out here doing? What y'all think of the cartoon, the Dookie cartoon, man? What y'all think about the Dookie cartoon, man?
That shit funny as hell. That shit was funny as hell. I can't cap. And Mookie, my boy, that shit was funny than a motherfucker.
I didn't know Mookie just started drinking last year. I never knew that.
You can't trust no dude named Mookie.
Nah, definitely Mookie. Mookie is all. Every Mookie I ever knew was a troublemaker. Every person I ever knew that was a Mookie was a troublemaker. Every last one.
We all know somebody named Mookie in the hood. You cannot trust him.
Hell no, you can't.
We got Juan Boy up in here. What up, Juan Boy? Yeah, they be lying, man.
What up? Peace, everybody. Peace, real boss.
Man, the Mookie niggas are some characters.
What you doing up here?
They chilling, man. We here chilling, man. We was over here. We was exposing Mini Glock.
Doing that chill time, anytime. She don't jump off this panel and go back to doing the stuff you doing, being all up in the comments, acting like a nuisance.
He acting like he wasn't paying attention to the whole live while he was in the comments the whole time commenting in the live.
Yeah, wanna argue with me about LeBron and Jordan? Crazy.
He ain't saying that stupid stuff he was saying in the comments up here.
Hey, it's kind of
Hey,
crazy
what I
that
said
you.
was factual though, so
It was.
Hell no.
yes, it was.
Oh, he was there, but he wasn't there at the same time. That's what special ed students do. Remember, they were in school, but they wasn't in school at the same time. Remember, they were in
So
PE,
you telling me?
but they wasn't in
So
PE.
you telling me he outgrew his helmet? He outgrew his helmet.
You know what I'm saying? Remember, they went to lunch, but they just never went to lunch at the same time with everybody. But they did go to lunch. We don't remember when they went to lunch, but they did go to lunch. They did. They had early releases too. They were released 15 minutes before everybody else was. They got home before everybody else. Oh, there go my dog Olo. Let me bring my boy Olo up here before
I had to send him the invite real quick, man.
Send
We
the
was just
Olo. I've been sent the invite. Where the hell y'all been at? I've been live for 2.5 hours.
We was on our live before you went live. We was up there.
Why? Today's Wednesday. What happened? I told y'all I was going live at 6.
We was already live when you went live.
I already told y'all I was going live at 6, man. I told y'all, man. Y'all was supposed to be here.
We've been on live for 3 hours, bro.
You ain't tell me.
Yes, I did. I put it in the chat that y'all created for us to talk.
Hey, Johnny, we was on live for like 3 hours.
When I posted, none of you niggas was live.
Nah, this is definitely before y'all went live, because you sent it to me. Like, I got it like this morning.
I told y'all I was going live. I needed my GJK assassins here. Now y'all popping up. I gotta go. I gotta go eat food, man. I'm 180 pounds. Niggas trying to make me 175 overnight. Don't make no sense, man. Hey, Juan boy, they had Mini Glock framed up yesterday, boy. It was the best, bro. That was just classic. That was just classic.
We got him and Vision in less than in the week.
Oh, it was even worse when you told Vision explain the defense between Tayshaun Prince and Dr. J. That man said they can go tit for tat. Oh, they can go tit for tat. What the fuck is a tit or tat? Oh my god, bro! They can't talk.
We was on his ass. We were on his ass. Nah, nigga, you gonna stay right here. I'm tired of hearing Larry Bird. Never mind Larry Bird. Let's get back to this.
We must never forget Vision once said assists don't count if you pass them to a player that can create his own shot. We must never forget that.
That's why they mad. That's why they mad because of those type of videos exist. Still now,
never forget.
That's a conversation that happened 3 years ago. And when I tell y'all this man could not talk hoops with us, you can go back and watch it. We don't have to recite nothing that happened. We can go back and show it to you. This is what happened.
This is the dude they be listening to, saying he wasn't the best debaters.
Oh, they're all bad. He's bad.
One boy cooked him the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Why is you using stats to talk about defense?
What does the film say? You guys don't watch the film. You don't watch Basketball in Motion.
Wait, hold on.
It's the best, man. I told y'all, I'm so glad. And this is what they hate. They hate the fact that I found a bunch of dudes that can all have conversations. We can all talk hoops. There's no echo chamber in here. Other than the GOAT debate, there's no echo chamber in here. Everybody has their own take. Juan Boy is the ambassador of film. You see what I'm saying? You know, Olo is the ambassador of entertainment. His job is to make sure everybody knows it's to laugh. So he gets the cue. Once Olo starts laughing, everybody can start laughing. Ochi's is in charge of film production, right? Herm is the troll coordinator. He trolls. He sets all the coordinations for all the trolling that's about to happen during the live. Everybody has a professional, exactly. And then we got Inside the Arc, who is basically just a full-out content creator. He's dropping film on y'all. He's on a consistent live. The young man is doing his thing. Y'all done messed up. The man made a New Year's resolution and found FYF and GOAT James Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the best New Year's resolution I've seen in years. That's the best.
That's what's up.
And we still got SG in here, man. Shout out to you, Greg, and shout out to all you gentlemen, because we here to talk hoops. If you like it, follow all of us, and also GOAT James Kingdom on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord. We're all over the place. And if you are really a true supporter of us, you become a GOAT James Kingdom member on our YouTube channel, which supports us and allows you to have exclusive access to content and to merch. All right. So shout out to
Gotcha.
all the
That's what's up.
GJK members, man. Shout out to all of y'all, man.
Gentlemen, I appreciate that.
Okay. Shout out to you, SG. Shout out to you, man. SG, you the reconnaissance. That's your job. Your job is to go back and tell all the Zesties what happened here today. And when you go back over there, don't misquote anything that was said, sir. Make sure you tell it in concise and verbatim. You understand?
Tell them everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Because it's recorded.
It's recorded.
You know he had to dress it up.
Hold on, wait. Y'all want to see? Y'all want to see the names? Let me show y'all the names. Let me show y'all.
Yeah.
Let me show y'all the names so that y'all can see the names.
Yeah.
So we can identify everybody one by one. All right. So we can start off with there. Okay. So we got So Gay Jake. Y'all know who So Gay Jake is. Y'all know who Play Dumb is. Now y'all know who JT is from the City Girls group. There's one here called what's his name, Wombo? What you called him again? Timeless Goof. What's his name is again?
You guys know why I joined for Delta.
Timeless youth is a spineless goof.
It's the spineless goof. And then we got Little Young Miami. Little Young Miami is Young Miami's protege. That's Zesty Chaz. Then we got Bubble Boy. We all know who Bubble Boy is. We all know who Zesty Star is. We all know who Blind Vision is, right? We all know who No Balls Talk is, right? And then we have the cream of the crop, right? We got Young Miami. These are their leaders. Young Miami, Mark Little, and Mini Glock. That's their leaders right there. They're the ones who tell all these other dudes what to do. And they stay crying. They're always upset.
That should be having me rolling when Olo start laughing his ass off. They get mad.
And here goes the terrorizers. This is why they cry right here, because of these
then
two.
they try and personally insult him, and then he just laughs.
That's why
They'll
they
just
get
start
upset.
laughing even harder, man. That joke would make me mad, man.
Oh, when Olo starts laughing,
especially
they
when
get
you
mad.
already upset.
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm trying to insult you. You just keep laughing.
They are upset. They hate that when Ochi start laughing.
Hey, yo, you can't tell me that score of society which is like, all right, mess. he ain't call him mess. He's like, all right, mess.
Yeah, all right, mess. Stay crying. Go get your zesty tears. That's all that happens here.
You trying to talk basketball, bro? You trying to talk basketball, bro?
I'm gonna have to find some screenshots because I got screenshots back in 2020, 2021 when I met Young Miami in another group called The List. I used to cook his dumb ass then. He used to say all the same dumb stuff he's saying now. He say this stuff like 2021. I gotta go back and find them screenshots.
And somebody
He
said,
been getting deep fried.
Goat James asks who is Mark Little. Mark Tittle, Glock's girlfriend.
Sinbad.
Mini Glock's girlfriend. The little half and half. Mark Skittles. There you go. Mark Skittles, Mark Little. That Mark Skittles is actually kind of cute. We call him Mark Skittles. All they do is cry, man. They're just a bunch of crybabies. They got mad the other day when I bust up on Tino's live. I think it was Tino or it's Timo's live. They were crying. You should have heard them crying. It was like, oh my God, they trying to be making it.
Nigga name is Timu.
What Timu? His name's Timu. And they get mad that we be having names for them, bro. That even be getting them even more upset, bro. They be
Hey, who was that dude with the purple hair, bro? Who was that?
That's one of the Zesties. Find whichever one you want to. Identify him as that. That's it. It's one of them. Crying. Always upset.
Little Uzi.
That's Bubble Biz.
That's Booty Juice. You know Juice? That's Booty Juice, Timu, Tiny and them. Yeah, that's who that is. All of that live, whatever live that is that be happening over there. I went on one of their lives, and that's what it was. Clearly, they were crying, upset, hurt, mad at Goat James Kingdom. I don't know why.
They love to cry.
All they do is cry. That's why we got the Zesty tears.
Cry, no matter what.
Nope, no matter what.
Oh, hell no.
So like I said, I've been calling them all out. And again, they're cream of their crop. Their number one guy that they love to always bring up, which is Mr. Mini Glock, got exposed horribly by FYF Sports Debate on the Score Society's channel. So y'all make sure to follow Score Society too as well. He's a real basketball man. He talks real hoops. You know, again, that's all we want to do is talk basketball, man. And if you talk basketball, there should be no reason why. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a step back. Sometimes you gotta take a step back.
He ain't say that joint one time. So
he stopped saying it. He stopped saying it, bro. He stopped. That's how you know he listens to us. That's how you know they be listening. He stopped saying it. That's why I told y'all, man. It's a TikTok takeover, man. Lamont and I have officially taken over TikTok, man, and it's Lamont's fault. It's clearly his fault. He is the reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing on TikTok. These dudes literally were not prepared for us. They tried to take over Lamont's TikTok live early, and they realized they couldn't because Lamont had a following. So they didn't realize that Lamont was bringing over YouTubers over here. We brought a couple of people from YouTube that were never even messing with TikTok. But now that we're here doing this now, we got the Zesties upset. So again, I want to thank you gentlemen for joining me. You guys, came here a little bit late, man. But shout out to you, Juan Boy. Shout out to Inside. Shout out to Olo. Shout out to Ochi. Shout out to Ernest. Shout out to Hollywood Herm. Shout out to Lamont. Again, shout out to all the GJK members, man. You guys are great supporters of what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. And we appreciate everything that y'all do. But again, if you like this type of content, follow all these gentlemen. When they go live, share the lives, double tap the lives, let everybody know about what's going on. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is GOAT James Kingdom, and we are always going to be the best at what we do. I'm A. Johnny the Exposer, a.k.a. the Crypt Keeper. And now y'all about to get the final song, AI song right now, because GOAT James Kingdom is a true spook house for all GJK enemies. So we're going to get up out of here, man. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Crypt Keeper. Piano daughter. Organ low, archive open. 5 on 5. Clip on clip, watch your mouth. Stand on it. Crypt Keeper. Crypt Keeper. Archive creeper. Archive creeping. Zesty talking. Zesty talking. Pan on leaking. Pan on leaking. Say he said it. Say he said it. Where the clip. Where the clip. Run it back. Let me see it. GJK. Let it separate. A Johnny pull the record. Let it meditate. They made the name. Not a name by it. Crypt Keeper. Walking through a dark line. Came in calm with the black fire. Don't smile. Old clips in the stack by. Let's take a step. Talk on still ain't laying one hoop. Blind vision saw the room get tight. No ball after the facts hit light. Our money switch lanes. King's Speech tried to sting, got pinned. This ain't yelling, this proceeds on beat. Courtroom trap with the church keys deep. No one can shake. 808 not. Every lie you told got a time on the clock. They throw jokes. Then bring the footage back from underneath. Zesty Jeffers wanna live with no tape. Ochi in the cut like it might be too late. Run it back. Run it back. Line for line. Line for line. No escape. No escape. From your time. They love my cool, but the rules got hoes. Move that scale every time I roll. MVPs count to Russell of driving. 5G treated like they ain't alive. Scoring count to the record got passed. Then longevity became a new man. Every standard came wrapped in fog. A Johnny peel it back, now the room go dark. You don't need volume. He got sequence. First claim that's control the weakness. I don't get loud. We let him talk. Then the whole clip rides like chalk on the wall. They say he does smoke. He bring the whole out. Say he switched up. He bring the whole out. Say he got cooked up. The up no say no. Archive your teeth when the lights get low. 5 on 5. Clip on clip. Watch your mouth. Stand on it. This where them rules where the lies get dressed. For fake wins live off deleted mess. Click little panel. Quick little play. Then pray nobody save the frame. Why don't you got eyes? Page unknown. Screen in the door. Whole stream clone. One no quote. One fake angle. Not a whole YouTube. TT tango. A Johnny don't change. He wait and plot. Cold as a vault with the folders locked. They made Crypt Keeper. He made it long. Now every Zesty fear with the archive song. Now the ghost story, this a live autopsy. Rip criteria laid out sloppy. GJK. In the room, keep it clean. For the Crypt Keeper, dig up everything. Crypt Keeper. I got breathing. Zesty talking. I don't need it. Say he said it. Said he said it. Where the clip. Running back. Let me see it. GJK. Let us separate. Now Johnny pull the record. Let it meditate. They made the name. Now the name by Crypt Keeper. Walking through a dark line. GJK. I come open. Just don't rock. Live stay frozen. Crypt Keeper. Walking through a dark line. GJK. I come open. Kids don't rock. Live stay frozen. Crypt Keeper. Walking through a dark line. GJK. I come open.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, GOAT James Kingdom. This is only the place where you can have the basketball discussion. Y'all make sure to come check me out Friday nights on the Friday Night Exposure and on Sunday afternoons on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all been exposed by the exposers.
GJK.